Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Welcome, everybody, to the latest episode of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, along with G. Bush and Tyvis Powell. I'm Adam the Bull. We've got Mike, Anthony, and Steve on the other side of the glass. Earl is around.
He's around.
He's around. He's in the mix as well.
He's in the perch.
What'd you say, Mike?
He's upstairs in the perch.
He's upstairs in the perch. And
man.
we got a lot to get to today, guys. Plenty of talk. The Browns, they make a trade a day, it seems. They made 3 trades in like the last 7 days. So who knows? Maybe David Njoku's getting traded today. Maybe
you putting that in the air?
I mean, could be.
It's Thursday, so they wouldn't. Next week.
Next week.
Maybe next week.
There's a lot to do.
Before we start, Tyvis, let's go ahead and put the ones in the air for your man. And you know what we got to do. You know what?
Wave it.
To the end of the road.
This is the last time we won't get to see it no more, man.
It's been.
I mean, that was like he was dead or something.
Right now.
He went to a better. They doing well.
He's up top. He's in a better place now. He's not suffering anymore. He doesn't have to deal with the pain. He's not going to get victimized.
Y'all ain't gonna miss this celebration.
I'm not.
We're gonna miss that spirit.
Look, you need that energy on the defense.
Who's bringing the energy? We're gonna get all into it today, man.
You know
Plus,
what?
are the Guardians wasting Jose Ramirez's career? What do they owe him?
You know what?
We'll get into all that.
It's a bad job out of us. Well, you probably won't know, but Versus is back.
Oh,
did you see?
No! I didn't see the card. Who's in the card?
They got No Limit versus Cash Money.
When?
I don't even know the date. I think it's later this week.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
So No Limit is like Master P. You know who Master P is?
Heard of him.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Him and like Silk the Shocker.
No idea who that is.
Anyways, it's a rap group that was in the early 2000s. The 99s in the 2000s.
Yeah, you're looking
for that. So you got
Run DMC in this mix?
No. You got that group. And then you on the other side, you got like Lil Wayne, BG, Juvenile, Turk.
The big time.
And they're battling?
They playing their music like to see.
It's gonna be. Is it at Madison Square?
I don't know where it's at.
Why can't we get an 80s rap group to compete?
We can.
They can, but this is.
We've been waiting for this.
Man, listen, I'm torn.
We've been waiting.
I'm torn.
In the black community.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. Listen. That's what I love about black people. We got a collective identity. Like if Tyvis knows something, it's just in my soul too. I said, what verses? The last one was Dipset versus the Locks, and that shut our community.
Jadakiss killed the whole
where
thing.
do you watch it?
That was in New York.
Woo!
You can watch it on
New York.
what is it? Thriller?
Yeah,
Thriller, whatever it was called. It was on that. Sometimes
It's a
on YouTube.
thriller.
Sometimes they on Instagram Live. When they did Earth, Wind and Fire versus the Isley Brothers. Classic.
Now that's old school, the Isley Brothers. On Earth, Wind and Fire,
Steve
too.
Harvey was hosting.
By the way, speaking of which, I watched this I don't know who these guys are on Instagram, but these guys are so funny. They did a draft. One guy, it's 3 guys doing a podcast. One guy's white, one guy's black, one guy's Latino. Mm-hmm. And they did a draft. They all, like the white guy had to draft all white people, the black guy had to draft all black people, the Latin guy had to draft
I
all
like
black
that.
people. And it was like, you had a 5-person team. It was like best athlete, best historical figure, best fictional character, and it was just really funny to win. Oh, best actor.
I like that.
And then you had to say who drafted the best team.
The best draft that ever happened when it comes to that type of stuff was Dave Chappelle's skit.
Well, but this is
when he traded.
Yes,
they got Tiger Woods.
But
I always wanted to say this for Shizzle.
All right, before Mike panics that we've gone too far, let's.
No, you guys didn't go too far. I just want to make sure we get everything we got to get in today before we welcome Bernie to the show. We're going to start today's show with the Browns trade. And a reminder that FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can bet $5, and if that $5 bet wins, you get $300 to use in bonus bets across the app. So if you're ready to play, just download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com/UCSS to get started. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS to place your first $5 bet.
By the way, Bernie Kosar will be on later. He got mentioned on Pardon the Interruption yesterday. And also Brooke Pryor, who covers the Steelers. We'll talk to her later. But now we talk about the Browns making another trade.
Let's do it. The Browns sent Greg Newsome to Jacksonville for Tyson Campbell. They were both cornerbacks selected in the 2021 NFL Draft. There's a lot of money implications involved with this. But, Bo, what was your initial reaction to the Browns making a cornerback for cornerback swap?
I just thought it was odd because you don't often see player-for-player trades in the NFL. You certainly don't see them in the regular season, and you certainly rarely see them the same position for the same position. They were in the same draft, as Mike said. Mm-hmm. Newsome was drafted ahead of Campbell. Mm-hmm. The Browns, or the Jaguars, got the higher pick back, right? The 6th versus the 7th.
Correct.
So, in theory, they're saying that that Newsome is better than Campbell. That's what the teams are saying in a way. Maybe not, because Campbell is signed through 2 more years where Greg Newsome is not. So at least Campbell is cost controlled. So I just thought it was an odd trade. That's the first thing I thought. Now, how this helps or doesn't help the Browns, I have no idea. So I'll turn to Tyvis, who is our cornerback here. And Tyvis, I know Tyson Campbell, when he first came into the league, was really good the first 2 years. Mm-hmm. He had 5 picks his first 2 years in the league. In the 2 and change years since, he's had 1 pick. Yeah. And he's been hurt a lot the last 2 years. And the word on the street from Jacksonville is his great athleticism is not quite at what it was because he's been hurt the last 2 years. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, it was a point in time where people projected him to be a top 10 corner in this league. I thought that he was playing really well. He signed that extension, and I was like, okay. You know, they believe in him as potentially always going to be that. And, yeah, he has not been that guy that I thought he was going to be as of lately. But, you know, hopefully, you know, he gets into another scheme. He comes here, he plays a lot of man-to-man. Hopefully that pass rush helps a lot. But when you talk about him versus G. Newt, I think the biggest difference is there's so many question marks with were they going to pay G. New after this season? If you did pay him, would you pay him as an outside or slot guy? Like, you have so many different questions. This is a complete outside corner. Like, he's going to play opposite of Denzel on the outside all the time. And I think that when you look at the money part, I think he's getting like 15.5 over the next couple of years.
Right, which is reasonable.
Yeah, and I think that the number one thing that people are not considering is Martin Emerson has an Achilles injury.
I think this signals to me that he's not coming back.
Now, they probably will bring him back, but like on a minimum type deal. Like,
well, yeah, okay, maybe.
Because you got to, I mean, you never know. He might bounce back. He might be still good.
Right, but he's not going to be, like, this
dude's supposed to be, exactly.
Yeah.
But you still need some insurance behind it. I think that they would probably address that in the draft as well. But I don't see this as, like, I mean, it comes off as Martin Emerson is done. Like, we just going to roll with these 2 corners. Yeah. But I do think that they'll bring Martin back for depth reasons and let him get healthy and let him at least compete. Because you know how we compete around here.
Mm-hmm. And they can. Campbell, I believe 26 is the last year of guaranteed money for Campbell.
Yeah, so next year, just from a financial standpoint, the Browns are paying him essentially nothing for the rest of this year. Jacksonville paid the majority of his guaranteed money up front last year. He has $1.8 million guaranteed left this year, so they're actually saving about $8 million, them being the Browns saving about $8 million this year. Next year, he is guaranteed $13.2 million. And then after that, there's no more guaranteed money on the contract.
So he's definitely going to be here next year.
Exactly.
In theory, if they did re-sign Emerson, and let's say Emerson bounced back and Campbell wasn't that good, they could always
let him go
cut
after
Campbell after next year and then have Emerson be the starter the following season, potentially.
But you still had to pay Emerson.
You talking about for next year?
Right,
Yeah.
but
So this was the contract.
This is his contract.
This is
year.
his last year under contract.
Yes,
yes,
correct.
that's it.
Yes, you have to bring him back.
Right, but
at
this point, he's not getting much.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it'll be one of them. You gonna have
It'd be
to
a
just
low,
take this.
yeah, with maybe like a low base, high incentive contract potentially, something like that.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. What do you think about it, G?
Yeah, listen, I'm conflicted on two parts. First of all, if you ask me before, I just got to keep it real. Like, if you would ask me who's playing better right now between the two, it's Greg Newsome.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Between Campbell and Newsome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Greg, yeah.
I thought you were talking about
Tyvis
Denzel.
is eating in the middle of the show right now.
Yeah, he had to get
Are you eating on your radio show?
He had to get it
Yes.
Oh, okay, fair
in. Hey,
enough.
man, listen, he got a doctor's note.
Matter of fact, I had 2 eggs with a sausage in between it.
Yeah.
I was dipping it in salsa
Dang, dog.
while T-Bone was talking.
All right.
Do that, so, yeah,
Man,
go ahead.
I can't believe this man's name is T-Bone, but that's another
I
story.
mean, I'm Bull, so I can't really say
yeah,
that.
right.
Ty, we can hear you eating, so please don't eat during the show. We can hear you chew. It's kind of disgusting. I'm being totally honest.
Damn,
It's
harsh.
we don't have it. Just please don't eat during the show. It's very
Poor
uncomfortable.
Tyvis.
Go ahead, G.
All right, man, you should have did it undercover.
Yeah.
But nah, listen, Greg Newsome, I thought was having a really good year. I said it a couple of weeks ago. I thought it was crazy that his production that he's had so far. He's played some of the best tandems. You talking about Justin Jefferson? He's playing a bunch of guys. T. Higgins, DeMarch. Like, he's done a really good job. I think he's actually showed that he is probably better off suited outside, and when they had him inside, and he probably feels he was playing out of position a lot of the time. So I think if you compare the two, he was having a better year. The problem is when you're having a better year or the best year on the outside, you done price yourself in a different tax bracket. Mm-hmm. And it's exactly what Greg Newsome wants, because now it's like, okay, they traded for him. Now you're signaling the fact that pretty much the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to sign him, because they've already traded another corner. They put him in the system. So now they got him in the building. He gets the first opportunity. If he still continues up this play, he's going to have a great opportunity to get the bag. Now, for the Browns, in a sense, I break it down in two ways. Analytics and the locker room angle. Analytics-wise, it's like, okay, I think he's Campbell is a little worse than Greg Newsome. If you look at his PFF grades, I'm sure Mike has those on deck. You'll see he's struggled since 2022, which was a better year. He had an 81 grade, I think his 2022 year, but he's been in the 60s and even into 50s this year. If you take a look and you can go listen to people with the Jaguars, he's given up the 4 or 5 biggest plays and has got beat deep a lot this year, giving up big plays. Now, the thing is, does he have some upside? Yes. I think he's a better tackler than Greg Newsome. I think he does have some upside, but this boils down to the fact that they can control him for the next couple years, and then if he's not playing, his money comes off the books because Browns are signaling, hey, we ain't got the bag like that. But from a locker room standpoint, this is getting very interesting because, Bull, you said something that was funny, but it's kind of true. Like, what teams make these many moves in the middle of the season? Most teams is not making groundbreaking moves with veterans, especially Joe Flacco, and then it looked like they was caught off guard at what was going on with that. Then in the middle of the night, you trade Greg Newsome. He's one of your inspirational leaders. He's your starting corner. He's part of a defense that you think you're leaning on. And what starts to happen is you going into Pittsburgh week with a rookie quarterback. The coach ain't really being committal about what's going on at the backup quarterback. You see Joe Flacco roll out in the middle of the season. Some people going to say, what the heck was that? Then you see Greg Newsome wake up. You're like, whoa, what are we doing? What's going on? Yeah. So if you're going to have a coaching staff and a locker room that has some sort of pull and tug, because this type of stuff can snowball quickly if you keep taking L's and not looking good, because they're going to start to say, well, what the heck are we doing? These are veterans. These ain't rookies.
Well, neither of these trades are to make the Browns better this year, right? It's like, because Greg Newsome is clearly playing better than Tyson Campbell is this year. I think the hope is, well, now Tyson Campbell we have cost controlled. Newsome we don't. There's upside, as you guys both talked about, with Tyson Campbell. Probably at his best, he was better than Greg Newsome's been at his best, but his best was 3 and 4 years ago. So can he get back there? Maybe with Jim Schwartz he can. I don't know. Maybe because in Jacksonville, wasn't he their top corner? So maybe as So maybe he's their number 2 corner. He's gonna. I mean, I don't know. Does that really matter?
They play sides, so
yeah. So it doesn't really matter.
If he was the number 2, like if Denzel was traveling,
right?
Make a
then
big
it would
difference,
matter.
but
Yeah,
they
yeah.
play sides.
But
it's worth mentioning with Campbell real quick.
Yeah.
The extension he signed last year was with their previous regime. New GM,
right.
New head coach.
Yep.
Maybe they didn't see the full potential in Campbell that the previous regime did, which signed him to that extension. And also, from a Jacksonville standpoint, by getting off of Campbell, they save about $50 million in cap space in the 27-28 seasons. So a lot of financial ramifications more than this player's significantly better than that player. It feels like a relatively lateral move from a cornerback standpoint on both sides.
How did they get out of $50 million in cap space?
Because of the way it was pushed down.
Are they taking dead cap now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So they're taking on dead cap. So they actually take on more money this year,
right?
To open
which
up space
they probably can
later.
afford because I don't like most of their key guys are young.
Exactly. Which is why, like I said, this deal from a financial
unlike the
standpoint,
Browns,
it makes sense for both sides in
right.
terms of the finances.
Yeah.
And well, in terms of we got to look at it. If we're gonna keep it real, we got to look at this goes back when we always say, hey, we can only grade Tyvis your draft history until it's 3-4 years down the line. We got to wait 3-4 years. Well, listen, we about 6 in, right? So this was a first-round pick, Greg Newsome was. And we've said that we wanted to move him for a little bit of time. But your goal as an organization, if you're drafting a person in the first round, you either want that person to be a perennial starter. Greg Newsome really wasn't a perennial starter. He was a nickel back. They had to move him. You either want him to be a Pro Bowler. He was not a Pro Bowler. And you at least want to have him be good enough that you sign him to a second extension.
Right.
All 3 of those are
right.
gone. So you have to take a look at that in account when we talk about your draft class, because now that's your first 2 first rounds. You look at Jed Wills, who didn't make any of those things happen. No
right.
Pro Bowl, no second contract, and now it's Greg Newsome. And so when we talk about the Cleveland Browns and why they have to go out and get other people and plug these holes, your goal is to continue to develop these people, and hopefully you have people that make a second contract in the Pro Bowl. But that's 2 first-round picks that they kind of missed on.
I mean, if you look at 2020 through 2024, through the 2024 drafts, because it looks like they finally turned it around in 2025. I mean, how much value have they gotten out of those drafts? That's 5 years of drafts that they've gotten very little value out of. And that's why they have so many holes, and that's why they've needed to fill so many veteran players.
Yeah, I mean, look.
I'm trying to think who was the second round pick.
Well, let's look at it.
After Jed.
I mean, was that the JOK year?
Oh well, that was a home.
That's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's
in 2020. I'll go
crazy.
through his draft class again. 2020, Delpit was the second round pick.
okay.
2021, JOK was the second round pick.
Okay.
22, they did not have a second round pick. Martin Emerson and Alex Wright and David Bell were their 3 third-round picks.
Okay.
That's not terrible overall.
No, not for third-round picks, not bad at all. 23, no second-round picks. Tillman and Siaka Ika were their third-round picks.
I mean, that's bad.
Where is Ika? Did he ever get picked?
out of
In
the
some
league?
practice squad. And then 24,
practice
Mike
squad.
Hall Jr. and Zach Zinter were their second and third
Not
round
looking
picks
good,
collectively.
especially if it's in there.
So now,
Zach Zinter was the second round pick or third?
Zinter was third,
He
Mike
was
Hall
the
was second.
85th pick overall.
Dang.
So, yeah, I mean, they also drafted Anthony Schwartz at 91 in the third round in 2021. Jordan Elliott in the third round in 2020. Jacob Phillips in the third round in 2020. None of those guys are doing anything. I mean, Delpit's a solid pick for a second rounder.
We doing bad.
JOK was a great pick, but now he's hurt.
Yeah.
Newsome didn't work out. Emerson, Alex Wright's decent. David Bell was a waste. Eco waste. Tillman not looking great.
where was the Perrion Winfrey's coming from? Where didn't we draft? What year did they draft him?
He was like a
Winfrey was the 4th round pick in 2022, along with Cade York in the 4th round.
Forgot about that.
4th round picks for this group: Harrison Bryant, Tommy Togiai, James Hudson, Cade York, Perrion Winfrey, Isaiah McGuire, DeJuan Jones. Not good outside of Isaiah McGuire.
That's it. Nope, not it. So
I mean, it's fourth round. Those are kind of, you don't expect them to all be great players, but you expect some. They just haven't had enough hits in the draft. They've had a few. I mean, it's,
and then they came back with this draft class, and so
far so good.
Everybody looks good.
Yeah.
So Tyvis, how does this? If you are, how does it take? I mentioned the locker room angle. How does it? In a locker room play out if you got a starter like, I don't know, Greg Newsome or somebody that's on a really good unit. The Browns are a good unit. How do you think it plays out that you wake up and you're like, what you mean Greg Newsome is out? And, I mean, is that a thing, or you just think they just handle it and just keep pushing because it's a business?
Well, players know the real what's going on before anybody on the outside world. So I would imagine people have already made that talk. Like I'm sure G News probably came to them like, hey, this is kind of what I want for my extension, and maybe talks fell down, and they was like, we ain't paying it. So a lot of the times they already know. Like, the players like, well, this probably it for him because they ain't gonna pay him. So when he got traded, they was probably like, it sucks because obviously they like G New, but like they're happy. Like, all right, maybe he's gonna go get his bag in Jacksonville. But when you look at what they got back, it's like, well, this dude's supposed to be decent. He's supposed to be pretty good. So we'll know in practice. You're going to go out there. You're going to get out there.
So we're going to know a lot. We're going to know who the second quarterback is.
Get out there.
And if this dude we got can play.
You're going to get out there. What's today? Thursday? I don't know if they're doing the ones today, but you best believe they're going out there in them team periods, and they going to find out.
He going to start right?
He has to. Do you know who we got at corner outside of them?
I see he gonna start.
How quick is the? How quick?
Well, they playing man to man for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Yeah.
We don't. First of all, we can't handle zone anyway.
But I mean, the communication.
1,000% playing man to man.
How much does he have to learn in these couple of days?
Man to man. That's it.
Even in man to man, there's no there's no communication
unless it's a stack or a bunch.
Okay.
And we'll talk about that.
Where did he play college? Anybody know?
Georgia.
Okay. So it's not like he has a relationship with Denzel or anything.
No.
I mean, he might. That we just don't know.
Kevin Stefanski talks later. I'm sure he'll be asked about the plans for Tyson Campbell. So we'll dive into it a little bit deeper
Who's
tomorrow.
talking later?
Stefanski talks again later.
What time is he talking?
I believe it's after practice today. So
I wonder if he'll announce the backup quarterback. We'll get to that later. All right, Mike, go.
We'll have our eye on that. All right, guys, let's move on. Let's play a little No Fence Riders, brought to us by Mazda. For those who believe it's not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it, because these moments do more than win. They pushed what's possible, reminding us to go that extra yard, shift into that extra gear, and keep the game moving forward. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning, and just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to every Mazda. Mazda, move, be moved. All right, guys, No Fence Riders time for Week 6 between the Steelers and the Cleveland Browns. No unanimous answers. No questions where only one person was solo on the fence.
At least two.
So let's dive to it. At least two in each and every one. The first question, will Dylan Gabriel play another turnover-free game against the Steelers? He did it against the Vikings. Can he do it in back-to-back weeks? Two people said yes, he would. The issue...
Can I predict the two people?
Sure.
Jay Crawford.
Correct.
And Dustin.
You nailed it. They're not here to. No. It was Jason and Dustin. I had the wrong Jay.
We got it
was
wrong.
Jason and Dustin.
Anybody?
I put Jay and Jay. I got the wrong Jay up there. But they're not here to defend their side. So let's pile on and tell them why they're wrong. Bull, you think you'll have a turnover this week?
Yeah, you're playing a Steeler defense. Mike Tomlin's been coaching 1,000 years. Mike Tomlin sees a rookie quarterback on the other side. Like, we know the Steelers do all kinds of different stuff. They have a lot of talented players on the defensive side of the ball. They're going to get pressure on the quarterback. They always do. And the Browns' offensive line is not very good. So it's not even that I'm like, oh, Dylan Gabriel stinks. It's just that you're playing a really good defense. It's your first true road game. The crowd's going to be crazy. That's a tough spot to play in. So I expect some mistakes to be made, even with the dinking and dunking. So I'd be surprised if he doesn't have a turnover in this game.
Yeah, boy, I do not have a good feeling about this game. I done seen many old Cleveland Brown teams from Tim Couch to Kelly Holcomb. I don't know how y'all been watching it, but I've been watching this for a very long time. And when you go to Pittsburgh, it don't be good work. I mean, the only game I can remember the Browns coming in there just doing what they wanted to. There was one game on a Monday night game when Tim Couch played. He got a win out there, and Baker Mayfield in his in the COVID year. Other than that,
the playoff game.
Yeah. Other than that, I done seen quarterbacks go in there and melt, like completely melt down. Antonio Brown kicking people in the face, melt. Like Colt McCoy getting knocked out by James Harrison, melt. I think
nobody did anything.
Nothing.
They killed Colt McCoy.
They destroyed that man. He's never been the same.
Was this the punter that got kicked in the face?
Punter got kicked in the mouth and
so
the teeth.
Yeah.
But needless to say, I think he does have a turnover. It's T.J. Watt, it's Hayward, it's Highsmith. Baker Mayfield was complaining years ago, and you about to single block T.J. Watt. Come on, give me some help. And we ain't no better in that position this year.
Nope.
Right
actually worse.
Worse.
You talking about right tackle?
Yeah, any tackles, all the tackles.
Jack Conklin's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
But T.J. Watt's going to go up against the left tackle.
He not. He always line up.
He always on that side?
He always lines up the same spot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen,
It's Highsmith that's
Good
going
job
to
out of
be
me.
on the spot.
I think both of them get home. It might be a strip sack. It might be a fumble. And I think he does get a tipped interception. I got him with 2 turnovers.
You're going to have
By the way, Pittsburgh's second in the league with 10 forced turnovers this season.
What's that?
Pittsburgh has forced the second most turnovers in
Yeah.
football.
And then
Is Duval
And by the way,
number one?
Highsmith's the most underrated guy on their defensive
yeah,
line.
yeah,
He's going to you got KT Levinson.
Didn't you watch Hard Knocks last year? Don't you remember the game where they was playing and Mike Tomlin kept telling Highsmith, like, I need you to give me a turnover.
Right,
yeah.
You got free money out there, and he went out there and got the turnover.
Yeah.
That's what exactly what he gonna do in this game.
Can you imagine Tunstall or Levinson? I keep calling him
KT Levinson.
Levinson against that defensive line? He's gonna get killed.
I just did the film break.
He might die on the field.
I just did the film breakdown from the Vikings. Oh my gosh, bro, he's not a pro player.
It was tough. No,
he's not a pro player.
It's when you watch the offensive line from last week and even 2 weeks ago, one player keeps standing out in not a good way, and when that is the case, it's hard to overcome.
Yeah.
All right, next one, guys. We talked about this earlier. The Browns haven't scored 17 points in their last 10 games. They've not scored more than 17 in 10 games. So will this be the time they score 17 or more for the first time in 11 tries on Sunday? Once again, 2 people said yes, it will. Bull, I'll give you a chance to guess who you think said yes on
I like
this
this guessing
one.
game.
I'm going to say, guys.
Earl.
I was just thinking Earl, too.
Earl
and.
Jason is not going to say. Jay and no.
Earl and Dustin. What are you guessing?
Earl and McNuggets.
Ooh.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna go with Jay and Dustin.
We know it's none of us because we would have said ourselves.
Right.
Dustin is correct, and one of you guys got the other one correct. Steve, let's show it. It was Mr. Crawford.
Hey, D-boy.
They said
Nice
yes.
job.
Once again, they're not here to defend their side. We all picked under 17.
Yeah.
Until they break 7, I'll just give you my 2 cents.
That's what I said.
Until they break it, I'm saying no to every question like that.
Yeah, I mean, you just
feel
said
the
it. The
same way.
Steelers forced turnovers.
10 turnovers in 4 games.
It's going to be hard with a team that's that aggressive. The Browns' really only realistic way to score offensively is they got to dink and dunk down the field, and eventually you're going to make a mistake.
The thing that concerned me the most is that Mike Tomlin in his press conference talked about Dylan Gabriel. I talked about he's a timing quarterback.
Yeah.
So what do you do to a timing quarterback? Throw off the time. And so they do some stuff. I'm telling you, they gonna jump some. They gonna sit on routes, jump routes. They got Jalen Ramsey. He gonna be aggressive. They gonna take their chances and they gonna hit. I'm telling you, they gonna hit on a lot of their chances.
The Steelers don't got no love. They're not gonna pretend like they like you. DK Metcalf was like, man, I don't even know. They play football over there. Like these guys, they're gonna confuse them. They're gonna get after them. And again, doing the film review, it's simple bootlegs and flat routes still. So
You're telling me the Browns are going to score 3 touchdowns against the Steelers, basically to get or 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals. I mean, the only way they're doing that is if they score on defense.
Okay, I'll give you this. Quinshawn Judkins if he can break one and break a long one, because he broke a few long ones, they just had holding penalties. But if he's not doing that, there is no way. They're in 12 personnel a bunch. And even when they need their 1st and 20, 1st and 15, they still got 2 tight ends on the field. Like they're not gonna get that off on the Steelers.
They're just not explosive right now.
Next one.
All right, next one. This is a defensive question for the Browns. Aaron Rodgers, and we'll talk about this in the 5 stats coming up in the next segment, has thrown 9 touchdowns in 3 games against the Browns. He's thrown 3 touchdowns in each of his 3 games against the Browns. So I'll drop it down.
He's only faced the Browns 3 times
in his career. Yep, just 3 times.
That's crazy.
I'll cut it down because he's old. We throw for at least 2 touchdowns. At least 2 against the Browns defense, which has been very good against the pass. This was a dead even split, guys, so I'm not going to make you guess because it was dead even. 4 on the yes side, 4 on the no side. Jason, Dustin, G, and Earl said, yes, Aaron Rodgers will. Tyvis, myself, Bull, and Jay said, no, he won't. G, you said yes. Why?
I said this before Greg Newsome was gone. So here's what I think. You got a communication error in the back end, and somebody loses somebody. Defense, like nickelbacks.
That's not gonna happen, man to man.
Oh, yeah, well, in that case, we got somebody in the slot for that. Now
you're running a lot of man.
Yeah. So I look at it like this: Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he's been playing like a game breaker, but I've been pleasantly surprised a little bit. I've been surprised slightly. I'm like, oh, okay, I like that throw. Oh, okay, Aaron, you doing? I mean, you're not the old Aaron Rodgers, but DK Metcalf, the Steelers at home, I think they may have a blown coverage in the secondary. And when you're playing man-to-man coverage, the thing that your boy, Mr. Tyson Campbell, does give up is big plays. He's given up a lot of them in Jacksonville this year. And, I got him 2 touchdowns.
I just think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think the Steelers are going to win, but I don't think they're going to score a ton of points. And I figure they'll have like 1 rushing touchdown. So I say only 1 passing touchdown for Rodgers.
I feel like it's going to be like a 17-7 type of game.
Yeah, right.
Where they're going to run the ball on the goal line and score that way.
I got a worse feeling than I had against the Vikings. Because listen, I done seen this play out. That's why I'm concerned about all this extra stuff. I done seen people go into Pittsburgh and I done seen Rod Chazinski get fired immediately after Pittsburgh. You got to understand, Haslam and them used to roll with the Rooneys. They was part owners. It stings that much when you go back to Pittsburgh and they playing and they
won in 21 years.
Thank you.
Won in Pittsburgh in 21 years.
Thank you.
Outside of the playoff.
My brethren, that's what I'm saying. It's been nasty work, no matter who has been there, my whole adult life.
All right, next one, guys. You mentioned Quinshon Judkins. Rushed for 100 yards for the first time in his career last week. So will he do it again against the 29th ranked Steelers run defense? Not an even split, but it was close. Jay, Jason, Bull, Tyvis, and Earl said, yes, he will. Myself, G, and Dustin said no. And if you guys will allow me, let me explain why I said no first, and you guys can either agree or disagree. I understand the Steelers' run defense is ranked 29th in football. They've been vulnerable against the run, and I don't think Quinshon's going to get completely stuffed. But Mike Tomlin's not silly. Tyvis, he mentioned throwing off Dylan Gabriel's timing. I think they're going to come into this game, put 9 guys in the box and say, Jerry Jeudy, Isaiah Bond, whatever the receivers are, you guys got to beat us one-on-one on the outside. We're not letting Quinshon beat us in the same capacity he beat Minnesota last week. I expect a much heavier dose of the passing game because Pittsburgh's going to try and do everything in their power to take away Quinshon.
Don't you think Minnesota did everything in their power to stop Quinshon too? I mean, every team's going to do that, Mike, against a good running back. You can't put 9 guys in the box. I know you're exaggerating.
But
I get it. Yeah.
But now there's game tape on Gabriel. I think you saw how many short passes he threw, especially to the left side of the field.
Right.
It's one game. It's not the end all be all. I'm sure Kevin has some sort. Or I hope Kevin has some sort of counter.
Say that.
I hope. He should. There should, right, G? There should be some kind of counter.
You better say that.
To the defensive counter. I can't say with 100% certainty it'll happen, but I think he'll get like 80 yards. I just don't think he's going to crack the center mark.
I'm with him. I mean, I had him by 84.5 yards. Like I'm betting on FanDuel or something.
Yeah, right.
But there's a thing when you watch the tape from the last game. Judkins is doing a great job of missing because there's not very much movement. I thought Jack Conklin played pretty well, but I did not like the game from Joe Bitonio. I did not like the game from Wyatt Teller. They weren't getting no movement, and there was a lot of times Quinshon Judkins was just moving around unblocked people and was doing a good job of showing his athleticism. So a lot of those runs was on his back. So for me, I do think he gets some runs, but like McNugget said, they're not going to play around. The game plan is I'll put 10 people up there. I got 12 people up there. I don't know. I put a coach up there too if you want me. You're going to have to beat man coverage and throw the football 15 to 25 yards down the field with touch and then count on Jerry Jeudy or one of these other down the liners to catch the ball. 3 of those things is negative.
Tyvis, you think he's going to get the 100?
Yeah, Quinshon is a dog. You know, you could put 12, 13, the whole coach and everything. Quinshon gonna put his shoulder down. He gonna run through 2 of them at least. And what's gonna happen is Quinshon lives by the Marshawn Lynch motto, where you just run through somebody's face over and over and over and over, and eventually they get out the way. As you can see, he wears the defense down. They start moving out the way. He breaks the long run. All it takes is one long one. All he needs is one 20, 30-yard run, and that's half the battle right there.
Tyvis then gave him the Buckeye stimulus package.
Right.
The stimulus Buckeye.
By the way, go Bucks.
And you know what's interesting too is unlike how they used to be a little careful with Nick Chubb in terms of carries, they're not doing that with Quinshon at all. I mean, he's getting almost every carry.
Yeah, Dylan Sampson he might as well switch his number to receiver.
Yeah.
Dylan Sampson might be moved to nickel, bro.
Yeah.
He's not.
He's like Duke Johnson.
That's
now.
because he go down by like arm tackles, man. He got to break some more tackles.
All right, Mike. Next one.
Next one, we got 2 more here. Well, Jerry Jeudy, who is yet to record more than 5 catches in a game, record 6 catches or more against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You know what? This is one of the ones that I about cursed when I sent this back here. When I sent my response here.
Well, I'll let Ty be the one to explain his answer first. But Bo, Dustin, and myself said it's gonna happen.
Yes.
Tyvis G, Jason, Earl, and Jay said not so fast. Ty, you said not so fast. Why?
Similar to the reason why you don't want to take them for over 17 points. I need to see it first. I mean, I have not seen it all year. There's no reason to believe he's probably going to see the difference between Pittsburgh and everybody else. Jalen Ramsey travels, so and there's going to be a lot of trash being talked.
Oh my
gosh. I don't see it. I don't see it. I really don't. I hope he proves me wrong, but until he does, there's no way that I'm taking him for 6. He going to drop 3 of them. So why would I? How you confident he going to catch 6? That means they would have to throw it to him at least 9 times.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, man. Like, yeah, it's nasty. It's nasty work. Jalen Ramsey is gonna be on him the whole game. Ain't no breathers. The pressure gonna be bearing down on Dylan Gabriel, so you can't even say, like, oh, you can't ask him to have passes that's on the money. And after you done threw it and diagnosed the defense,
he ain't gonna catch it no way.
And then him catching contested footballs like on the road, no. He might get 3.5 catches tops.
I'm expecting Jerry Jeudy to break out of his slump here. Obviously, he's had a terrible season. The guy's not a terrible wide receiver. He was a good wide receiver last year. I expect him to play better, be more focused and locked in. It could be 6 catches for 22 yards. I mean, it's going to all be digs and
But
duns.
I'm thinking the same way. I think it's like 6 for 38, baby.
Yeah. But you have to get the wide receivers more involved. He's your only good wide receiver. Get him. I think they will target him a lot in this game. I'm saying 12 targets, 8 catches, and 44 yards.
This is a young quarterback.
Yeah.
He going to them tight ends.
Well,
your catches
you're going to have to throw it more than like 7 times. So
yeah, to the tight ends. David Njoku and Harold Fanning.
There are times this is crazy. There are times that this game they was checking it down so fast. I couldn't even tell what the routes were because they weren't developed yet.
Yeah.
Like I was like, okay, well let me diagnose it. What is?
Well, wouldn't you think though, G, in week 2 that maybe there's he's doing a little more, like they take it another step, they let him throw it.
Who are they safeties? Because they traded Minka.
I have no idea.
Is it Deshaun Elliott still?
Mike, who are the Jags safeties? Can you tell us that?
You don't want the Jags. You want the Steelers.
Oh, the Steelers. Sorry. We were talking about the Jags before with the trade.
Speaking
Steelers safeties. I can't think of them.
Speaking
Their
of
safeties right now, according to Our Lads, which is the #1 depth chart site to use, Deshaun Elliott, and everyone's favorite, Juan Thornhill.
Oh, I forgot about Juan Thornhill.
Big tight end game.
Is he having a bad season?
Let me look up his stats for
What are
you.
his PFF grades?
They
tight end
bet
David
not.
the Joe Cool Hero fan.
They bet not let
Take
him
the
get his
over.
money off.
No.
They better not
We
let him
cannot have
get.
that.
This is no. He's gonna be running hit. Oh, this
Juan
is.
Thornhill is ranked 116th out of 134
Yeah, so
qualified
he still
safeties.
sucks. He did all that trash talking.
you better not.
Wasn't I going at it with him on Twitter last year?
Yes.
Yes.
And he got something for you if he get a pick this week.
No, you don't remember me.
Yes, he do. He writing his names down right now.
116, buddy. How's that looking, Juan Thornhill?
By the
Dude,
way,
I'm almost ranked as high as you are, pal.
by the way,
Yeah.
listen, Nostradamus G. Bush.
Yeah.
Remember all that talk about that mythical top 5 Jaguars pick?
Oh, yeah, that ain't happening. I think I said to be. Did I pick the Jaguars to make the playoffs?
Yes, you did.
He did.
I thought they'd be surprisingly good this year.
You are 4-1. Good.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see if it pays off.
Hey, we'll see. If it goes going like this, that pick gonna be 27.
By the way,
One injury could turn the whole season.
By the way, I
I'm
believe
just
I can
saying.
beat Juan Thornhill in an arm wrestle right now. Let's go, Juan Thornhill.
I mean, you got him
I'll
by
put you down, man.
You got him by the weight. You
I mean,
got
like,
him.
everybody, remember when Mike and I had an arm wrestle? Everybody thought Mike was going to win. He's much younger. He's in much better shape.
Yeah, it was a fun overtime.
I killed you, Mike. I slammed you right through the table.
Egregious mischaracterization of what actually happened.
So let me get this
Yeah.
right. Jerry Jeudy, 6 catches, 38 yards.
6
Yes.
for 44. No, I got him 8 for 44.
6 for 25, bro.
All right, we got one more before we got our 5 stats here. This
Yeah.
one
3 catches.
was simple. We're going to ask this every time the Steelers play the Browns
Yeah.
until we have a definitive answer, even though I think we all agree who the better player is. Who's going to have more sacks on Sunday? TJ Watt?
You're not asking who the better player is.
No.
You're just- Yeah.
I'm saying we all agree who the better player is,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
this is a question worth asking. Who will have more sacks?
I said.
Most of us said Miles, including myself, Earl, Tyvis, Jason,
did
G.
say Miles.
Bo, you said TJ.
I don't like being in there with Jay and Dustin.
Bull also thought TJ rushes from different parts of the line, so he
I
thought he was
just
going to
think-
face Leviston, which he won't do.
In the end, the Steelers got a better offensive line. And the better quarterback who's like how many maybe I'm wrong. How many times has Rodgers been sacked, by the way?
This year,
Yeah.
I could tell you in 1 sec.
Yeah.
I'm never going against Myles Garrett. I'm just going to have to pick him.
I knew TJ Watt.
Rodgers has
going
been
up against
sacked
Jack
9
Conklin.
times in 4 games.
So Rodgers is getting sacked 2 times a game.
I just knew he was going up against
4
Jack
games, haven't they?
Conklin,
Oh, they had a
and I
bye
was like,
last week.
They had a bye.
Yeah.
If you'd have said Highsmith, I'd have probably took him.
Yeah.
Miles.
I mean, I do think I think Miles gets home, but then
He
again,
gonna have to.
but then again, TJ Watt be destroying the Browns.
He kills the Browns. And guys, remember,
He be
the
destroying
Steelers
us.
can double team, will double and triple team Myles Garrett way more than the Browns will do that with Watt.
I mean, they can't. They'll get just.
Right.
They got a nice.
They got a better. Now the Browns D line obviously is better than it used to be, but it's still not as good at the top as the Steelers.
I thought you was gonna say the Browns' defensive line is better than the Steelers.
No.
Okay.
You don't think?
No, absolutely not.
It's closer than it's been
Yes,
in
it
a long
has.
time, but it's still not better.
Graham or Hayward.
Yeah,
easy.
come on now.
Highsmith or Wright. You can combine.
Yeah.
You can have the Plutara earrings or do the fusion dance with McGuire and Alex Wright, and they still wouldn't be better than Highsmith.
That's true.
If you know, you know.
All right, guys, it's time to get to our 5 stats we need to know. We're doing this on Thursday instead of Friday because Zach Jackson has to switch his days. He's coming in tomorrow. And our 5 stats for this game is brought to us by Game Time. The NFL season is back. The NBA season is starting. And there's no better feeling than being in the stadium or the arena surrounded by fans. But let's be honest, getting tickets can be a hassle. That's why I use Game Time, the app that gives you the advantage, because Game Time is fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee. You always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best prices, plus all the fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, that's promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, and go. Download Game Time today. All right, guys, I got 5 stats. It's really 6 because I found a 6th one I like about the Browns at Steelers matchup this week that I thought you guys will find interesting. And let's start with some Quinshon Judkins love. Guys, Quinshon Judkins is the first Browns rookie back since Nick Chubb to post 100 or more scrimmage yards in back-to-back games. He's the 4th rookie running back since 2010 to rush for 60 or more yards in each of his first 4 games, joining Kareem Hunt in 2017, Alfred Morris in 2012, and Dalvin Cook in 2017. His 347 rushing yards through 4 games are the 5th most for any back in the last decade, behind Hunt, Devon Achane, Zeke Elliott, and Dalvin Cook. And, I mentioned this on the postgame show last week, but with his performance against Minnesota, he's the first Browns player ever in the history of the franchise to record 70 or more scrimmage yards in each of his first 4 career games. Against Pittsburgh on Sunday, the Steelers have the 29th ranked run defense.
Yeah. Great stats. The first one, I mean, being the first guy since Chubb, they really haven't anybody since Chubb. I mean, so.
Jerome Ford.
But the rest of those stats really stand out. I mean,
he lost his mind. McNugget's crazy, bro.
Alfred Morris. I didn't expect that Alfred Morris. He was good for like a minute.
Man, one of the best celebrations of all time.
I don't remember him.
The home run bat.
Yeah, the home run.
I didn't remember that.
I played with him.
There's nothing better than the Icky Shuffle.
What was I with him at? Oh, he came with San Fran for a little bit. Then he was. I was with him in Dallas.
Right.
Yeah.
Nothing. I just said nothing better than the Icky Shuffle. You agree or disagree?
No, come on.
Like home run. I mean, touchdown celebration.
Yeah. What's better than the Icky Shuffle?
Dion's.
Prime.
No, I'm taking the Icky Shuffle.
You crazy.
His highlights was the best. Prime time, as he high steps down the field.
I used to love LT's celebration, like LaDainian Tomlinson celebration.
LT is Lawrence Taylor, pal.
I mean,
let's get
LT
it
is Lawrence
over there.
Taylor, yeah.
He is. So I'm just,
the lights out.
You heard me say. I heard me say LT. I mean LaDainian Tomlinson.
You should call it. He should be like LDT.
No.
The lights out dance from contributor Sean Merriam was kind of nice.
That's a good one.
Listen,
Mark Gastineau's sack dance back in the day was really good.
It was good. I mean, just Judkins been a beast. It is what it is.
Yeah, Judkins is a monster, giving the ball 96 times.
Go Bucks.
All right, I'm going to put this next one on the screen. I want you guys to guess what you think this graphic means. Steve, just take this, and I want to see them if they can guess and figure out what this means. What do you guys think this means? And for the record, it's 5 of 5 in 2025.
It's the amount of games without 17 or less points.
Correct. So, since Kevin Stefanski has been hired, they have scored 17 or fewer points in 48% of the games he's coached. 89 games coached. 5 of 5 in 2025. 13 of 17 games last year, 17 or fewer points. Only 5 of 17 in 2023. 6 of 17 in 2022. In 2021, they scored 17 or fewer 9 times. In 2020, 5 times. It's been 10 straight games of 17 or under. That's tied for the longest streak in franchise
21
history.
of 24.
Yeah.
Including the playoff game in 23.
Yes. The 10, by the way, in a row, tied for the longest streak in franchise history. It's the longest streak in the NFL since 2007.
Oh, my
when the
God.
Arizona Cardinals did it 9 times in a row. And it's the first double-digit streak in the NFL since the 2000-2001 season when Arizona won 13 straight games with 17 or fewer points. So we are looking at legitimately unprecedented levels of offensive bad play. Ineptitude. I was thinking the opposite of success. But it is not good enough. And when you dive into the advanced numbers this year, Steve, you take the next one. It's just ugly. These are all from True Media. As a team, the Browns rank 31st in EPA per drive, 30th in EPA per play, 31st in touchdowns per drive, 31st in team passer rating. They're tied for 30th in pass yards per attempt. They have 27th in pressure rate, and they have the second most drops in football. So you can slice and dice it. You can try and run any PR campaign, any spin zone you want. The reality is this Browns offense sucks right now.
Can I just be real with you, man? At this point, if you are on any public platform advocating for Kevin Stefanski to be a offensive coordinator and calling plays, you are either in his family tree, he's paying your phone bill on a T-Mobile, and he got to add a line for his family reunion. These numbers are the most damning numbers. This is all-time bad. This is not just couple places. This is worse than the Browns coaches who we had here that was 1-31.
The only argument, that people will use, and I've used it at times, not anymore, is that the talent has been crap, and that's why it's not his fault.
So let me ask you.
That's the argument.
So
that's the only argument.
So here's the thing: if you are So at what point are we going to say that either Kevin Stefanski is telling the truth when he says something or he's lying when he says something? Because when he talks and says, me and Andrew Berry make all these decisions and we are in lockstep with our decisions. If he says that, why are you then going to say, no, Kevin, you had nothing to do with it? He told you he did.
That's fair.
So I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, you're just making stuff out of thin air, and these numbers for any other coach in the league would have been fired weeks ago. That's what Bruce Arians said. Bruce Arians, how does this man keep his job with them numbers?
Bruce Arians said that?
Can I see that? Let me see that.
Let me pull the quote up.
He did. He was on the Pat McAfee show and said, I can't believe Stefanski's kept his job this long.
Really? How did I miss that?
Can I see the graphic of the
Brian Baldinger defended
out of the
today,
17 games?
Yeah, we'll pull it up. I actually have one more for this that I didn't mention yet either. So, Steve, you take this one full for Tyvis, please.
Just want to look at it one more time.
But
It's 5 of 5 this year, too. Which is funny because 2021 was 2020 was Baker's good year. 21 was when Baker was hurt. 22 is since UCSS has started. And also for people who are basically saying, well, what are they supposed to do, the Browns? Steve, go down 2. Give me stat 4 here. I should have mentioned this all tied together, but in his first start, Gabriel averaged 5.5 air yards per attempt. It's one game, but if you were to extrapolate that over the season, that'd be the second lowest in the NFL this year. So people said, well, they're playing all these high two coverages. What are they supposed to do? That's a farce, according to ESPN research. They're only facing 2 high coverage and 41.4% of dropbacks. That's the 7th lowest rate in the NFL. So this excuse that they can't go
for the
deep.
Season, that's that?
Yes. Yeah, that's not just the game. That's Gabriel in the game versus the entire season against the 2 high coverages. So they're getting opportunities. It's 41%, so it's not like it's nothing.
I bet you they had
But comparatively, that's a lot different.
I bet you the 2 high last week was even lower.
I don't have the access to dive into the
Right.
week by week. That's like the mega access.
All right. Next.
All right, Steve, let's take number 5. We talked about Jerry Jeudy. Now, Bull, you and I, Steve, don't take this yet. Don't take this yet. You and I are on the same page that Jerry Jeudy's going to get out of his slump this week.
Yes.
At least in terms of catches.
Yes.
I'm going to put up a slate here that is not going to help our case. Because Jerry Jeudy has not helped out his receivers, and I hope this does not flip you.
His quarterbacks.
He's not helped out his quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Because, once again, I'm at a loss for words trying to find good stats about this offense. So, Jerry Jeudy has been a problem. Among 78 qualified receivers, 78, he ranks 68th in yards run per route. So he's not going very deep. He ranks 76th out of 78 in catch rate over expected, meaning he is not making any catches that are not perfectly thrown balls. And as you can see on the bottom, he's tied for first in the NFL in drops.
Yeah,
and he ranks dead last out of 78 qualified receivers in total EPA with a minus 21.1 EPA. Now, you don't have to know a ton about EPA, Bull.
No, he's been
to
terrible.
know that minus 21 is an astronomical number for a receiver.
It's a shame because he was a good player last year, and he's just been. I mean, what can I say to that? I mean, he's been a bleeping disaster.
Put him back in the slot.
Yeah, you brought that up on Tuesday. It's a good idea. Let's get him there this week.
Yeah, you can put him in the slot. I don't.
Gee, he played well last year, did he not?
Yeah, he played.
It's in there.
I mean.
Gee, you and I were on the Jeudy train last year. Don't you dare leave me.
You were on the Jeudy train.
Don't you dare retroactively leave me hanging.
What you mean retroactively? I'm just saying he got to catch the rock. I can't
Call a spade a spade.
I can't go out there and catch it for him. What do you want me to do?
But I feel like you've given up hope that he can get back, bounce back.
Bro, it's 6 games in.
I know it's bad.
I mean, this is the thing. Here's the thing. This is what I tell people.
Yeah.
I don't understand why two things can't be true. Everybody brings up, you said Deshaun Watson was going to get 4,500 yards. Yeah, you did. And then when I saw he wasn't going to get 4,500 yards and was terrible, I said, oh, no, that ain't happening and he's terrible. Why would, I don't understand our society. Why would you double down on something when you're getting proof in real time? This is the dumbest thing in the world. Okay, but you like Jerry Jeudy last year. Okay, he caught the ball last year.
Right.
I've received new information, and I don't trust that he's going to start catching the ball until I see him start catching it.
I hear you. I'm just saying, Unlike Watson, who never played well here.
I didn't say he
Jerry
never
Jeudy
played.
has.
But I'm just saying, Tyvis.
Yeah, Tyvis.
If you catch the ball one year, does that not denote that you caught it one year, but you don't get absolved the whole next year? You have to catch the ball week to week.
I agree. I'm not defending how he's playing. I'm just saying I think it's possible he can turn it around. Part of it's the terrible quarterback play. That's not helping either. But the drops are a problem.
I'm in favor of holding everybody accountable.
Agreed.
The coach, the players. See, if I sit up here and say, now this is what they'll say: G. Bush, you just killed Kevin Stefanski. You always talk about Stefanski, but then when it came to Jerry Jeudy, you try to act like he was good from last year. No, you got to keep it consistent. I got to keep it consistent. It's nasty work.
All right, fair enough.
All right, last step, and then we're going to bring Bernie out here. We mentioned the Aaron Rodgers stuff a little earlier. He's only played the Browns 3 times, but in those 3 games, he is 3-0. He's completed 71% of his passes, 9 touchdowns, no picks, and a 127.5 quarterback rating. In each of the 3 games, he's thrown 3 touchdowns and no picks, and that 127.5 quarterback rating is his highest quarterback rating against any opponent he's faced. So any team in his career, that quarterback rating is the highest. Now, it's 3 games over a long, long career.
This
3
is the
games
best Browns
against very
defense
different
he's
teams.
faced.
Yes.
He's older. There's a lot of factors.
Just wanted to point out that Aaron Rodgers has had.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not expecting Aaron Rodgers to cost the Steelers this game.
I would love for the Browns to sweep him this year. This the last year because he's retiring after this season.
Is he? Did he say that?
Well, he said it's his last go round.
Oh.
So it'd be nice to get him 3-2 on the way out the door.
Man.
All right, guys. It's time to bring out our favorite Bernie Kosar to the show. There's a lot of quarterback news going on in Cleveland, and FanDuel is here to welcome Bernie into the equation. If you guys are looking to make bets on anything, FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook, and right now, new customers can bet just $5. If that bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. So if you're ready to play, just download the FanDuel app right now by visiting FanDuel.com/UCS to get started. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS to place your first $5 bet. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
Bernie, I saw they mentioned you on Pardon the Interruption yesterday. Where did that come? Like, what was the context of that? Do you know?
Well, my age is showing with being friends with Tony and Mike Wilbon.
I mean, they are old, yeah. And they are both curmudgeonly at this point.
Well, so I actually know what that means. Thank you. Yeah, it was a nice little surprise at the end of the day. It's been an interesting last week here.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for not trading me. Okay. Still part of the team.
I know. 3 trades in the last week. Let's talk about that. Joe Flacco. How surprised were you when you heard he got dealt?
You know what? To actually see Joe being traded. And going through what I actually kind of went through the last couple of weeks. So bear with me a little bit. I just finished, still snuck out of the hospital here with a little stomach.
And how are you feeling? I should have started with that. My bad.
Yeah, it's been a rough week, actually. You'll probably hear my 9/11 call last Wednesday night and a tough call, too close a call last Wednesday and Thursday night with the doctors and stuff. So still waiting for a liver, but fighting on with that. And as you're going through those surgeries and you're waiting and you're watching, you know, you really kind of reflect back on how awesome the sport is and some of the things you've done in it and how great, and really how entertaining football is.
Yeah.
You know, and when you see like our Browns having struggles like they are like that, and Joe Flacco, you know, playing the Bengals early in the year like that, and now being traded and seeing the first time ever, basically, a trade between the Bengals and Browns happening. Yeah. It's almost like it's a new life, a new world, like to see like harmony and working together within teams within our division, because you never would see those type trades.
They almost, remember a few years back,
That's right.
A.J. McCarron almost got traded to the Browns. I think it was going to be for like a second-round pick.
And they didn't file the paperwork.
It was on the trade deadline day anyway. But it will be weird. Do you think Flacco is going to be any good? G. Bush thinks he's going to play well for Cincinnati. I don't, but
So I'm the guy that's a victim or beneficiary as quarterbacks of the guys around us.
Yeah.
Cincinnati has a massively similar limitations as the Browns do in drop back quarterbacking, shotgun throwing. But man, the weapons outside at least give Joe a fighting chance there. I think Cincinnati's defense is going to make it challenging, for them to win games too. I actually think both of the Joes are going to be awesome together, and that's actually going to really increase the development of Joe Burrow, which isn't a positive for the Browns ultimately in the long run.
Think about that.
What do you think of Aaron Rodgers? I mean, he's old now. He's a 40-year-old man, but yet he's playing surprisingly well. What do you think? What are you seeing out of him? And does the Browns have a chance to slow him down?
So our defense is awesome. Absolutely a chance to slow him down. I know this is one of those Browns fans want to hear. I love Aaron Rodgers and what he's doing. I love what the Steelers are doing. The Arthur Smith combination, they're in a little more shotgun than I thought they were going to be in. Because Aaron obviously likes that better, but he's shown a willingness and an openness like he hasn't maybe in other parts of his career to be open-minded to some of that. And the more they get into play action and moving and under center, and the more their offensive line gets cohesive, I think he's going to be they're a formidable team in our division.
When you talk about it, obviously the story comes out that move on from Joe Flacco. There's been a big, to do about who's going to be the backup quarterback. You have Dylan Gabriel, who's the starter. You're going into Pittsburgh. You have Bailey Zappi, who's more of a journeyman type guy. He's been on the practice squad. You have Shedeur Sanders. When you are if you had to make the evaluation, what are you thinking about in terms of, all right, who do I want being the number 2 quarterback going into this week? And do you believe that you can go into a week with a backup quarterback as a rookie and a rookie who's actually starting? What's your rationale on how the Browns should move and what do you think they should do?
I think this is massively a problem going into Pittsburgh this week, even if, again, I keep using the thing as a family show in the afternoon, but if Jesus Christ comes off the cross, I think it's going to be a problem for any quarterback to be successful right now in the Browns offense. So the rookies in that they're going to be challenged just like about anybody who has to play back there with them. So it's a tough task. I actually been hearing, and I don't want to even start rumor mills, but there's so much that could be happening with the backup quarterback, and Deshaun still is getting healthier and wanting to play type things. So and these trades have caught us off guard. Even me, who likes to think I'm Nostradamus and pays attention to all of this, even with the health stuff, to see some of these, it's kind of unique. Some of the situations that's going on. So. Personally, at times, with the team struggling offensively, I do at times want to see both those rookies. I just think it's going to be tough for them now to play.
Do you think there's a chance they'll make Bailey Zappi the backup in case Dylan Gabriel gets hurt? And then if he does get hurt, they'll actually start Shedeur the next week, but they won't be in a position where they have to throw him in the middle of the game. Would that make sense?
Those are things that happen. Those are scenarios that go through people's head. I mean, I actually think they want. Obviously, nobody wants to get hurt. You want to see Dylan come in there. Look at he played really solid in the Vikings game. Okay, and it was a conservative game plan. And the Steelers going at Steelers to open up the game plan, that isn't a recipe for success either, but you would like to see maybe build a little bit upon that, but that's a tough ask for anybody, especially a rook.
Why do you think that they won't push the ball down the field? Do you think it has something to do with the offensive line? Do you think they just don't have the weapons on the outside? It's become a major problem and concern. So why do you think they won't get it down the field?
So I think the way we got it down the field in the past was off of a solid running game. And last time I was here, we talked about grasping at straws, trying to find a couple positives. He said, hey, man, I think Judkins is going to be really tough and run the ball. He hadn't done that yet. Now in the last 2 games, man, it's been impressive to watch him running up in there. So now it's 2 games on film of those runs and those plays. So those plays should garner respect from the defense to now allow the guys with a little extra guy or 2 blocking, and now get the guys in that intermediate, that dozen to 16-yard range running across the field. So we haven't been able to do that because the teams haven't respected our running game. So they're just flying up the field on us. So yeah, the protection's been an issue, and then the receivers haven't had the separation with it, and because the running game hasn't been as implemented until the last week and a half with it, the linebackers and safeties haven't been sucking up to get that easier, quicker, intermediate throw.
When you look at it, you said you were caught off guard. Looks like, and I watched the press conference, and it did strike me as Kevin was caught off guard a little bit. He said that he didn't think that the Steelers, he didn't know the Steelers would call up and ask for Joe Flacco. Cincinnati. And then you have Greg Newsome.
Yeah, they both were surprised.
Happened in the middle. So as a person in the locker room, and especially as a quarterback, how do you try to navigate that to keep the locker room cool? Not saying that they have any locker room issues, but when you lose Joe Flacco was a captain this year, Greg Newsome starting corner, how do you stop that from spreading into something that starts a fire where guys is not checked and ready to go?
Yeah, the trade with Greg to Jacksonville makes that challenging. Okay, it makes that really challenging because it makes us remember, oh my God, what a cool catch he had the other night, beating the Kansas City Chiefs, the guy that could have been our number 2 pick and stuff. So watching that, and then it reminds us also that we're going to send a guy down there to make our trade pick worse. The number 1 already looks terrible at 4-1. Everyone thought Jackson was going to be 0-5, and we we're going to have an awesome top pick. That's not looking like it's happening. So you run some of that risk right now because Greg's was popular with everybody. Now he's going to Jacksonville playoff team, with a young superstar. That could have been here too. So yeah, that's something that's going to fester.
Bernie, we talked about this at length yesterday, but the quarterback 2 decision for Shador's development, does it make sense to make him quarterback 2, or does the development between whether he's QB2 or QB3 in practice, does that not really impact however the Browns plan on developing him moving forward?
So here's the thing I still want to see Shador, okay? I do. Okay, I want to see Dylan do great. I want to see him stay healthy, but I also do want to see Shador. And I easily want to say, yes, he should be the number 2 quarterback. But, typically if he is whoever the number 2 is, and watching his second game, okay, his second preseason game, you're probably coming in a duressful situation, losing, okay, towards the end of the game where you're ad-libbing, okay? So he is good at ad-libbing. I actually enjoy watching him do that, although you need to stay disciplined, although I love it, and the way you make plays is spectacular. Okay, but when you're doing it at the end of a game when it's stat building time, okay, and you don't have to be disciplined, you can start creating your bad habits. Okay, and if you have a little success when they're a little less tentative defensively, you're not really trying to kill us as bad because you don't want to do things. You can start getting some success with things that aren't long-term good for you, or you can make some mistakes, maybe some of that 4th down play in the second preseason game where he tried to spin out and that's minus 30 yards. Okay, it's okay in a preseason game. It's kind of okay in a mop-up duty thing. But if you're really trying to make an establishment of yourself, I want to give myself a good chance. And again, I've been a little preoccupied trying to stay alive, but I really like your scenario, okay, I kind of would probably have him as the backup, but if he's not, I wouldn't die like everyone's going to. Okay? Okay? Although I may anyways, even if you do what we want. Okay? I'm not, thank God I'm doing my IVs and exosomes. I got to get you on, man. Okay? But seriously, like, if you've got to do that, like, don't rush him into it, though, because if you got a chance, like, I really think Shedeur, in your scenario, with a good solid week, okay, and now he doesn't have to free live, ad lib. You have a structured plan, and Judkins is running, okay, up the gut like that, and you could play action pass, and now Judy is coming across on a 16-yard over, or Harold is on a bow out. You got time for that now because they respect Junkins, and you could get Shedeur on a rhythmic type stuff because I believe he could be good at that. Yes.
Bernie, we're gonna put you on the spot here. You're in a alley. You're about to get into a fight. You have 3 guys to choose from to help you in this fight.
I'm gonna pepper spray right off the bat.
Leroy, Metcalf, or Kevin Mack? Who you taking?
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I went back to I was bleeding out on Saturday in the hospital. I called Sanchez to tell him I got the stuff to help him. I thought that's where you were going with it. I did.
I didn't even think about
I said,
that.
bro, I go, you need my help, man.
You crazy?
No, I'm serious. Bush, I got the stuff to stop bleeding. I go, we could do this together.
Holy moly.
No, I didn't know the whole ramification of all that until, no, God bless. You matter. Second chances. No.
I'm going to take Kevin Mack. I'm going to take Kevin Mack.
Who are you taking, Tyler?
I'm taking Kevin Mack.
I haven't seen Kevin Mack in a while. What kind of shape?
Oh, God, he looks. I like girls. I was flirting with you 2 weeks ago. All right, man. Kevin Mack looks phenomenal. He's probably lost 50 pounds. He's probably okay. Look, we did the 40th anniversary.
Yeah,
so beautiful. You know, the dog pound. We walked on the sidelines. We are on the goal line.
Yeah.
I look like Tales from the Crypt episode. We're so friggin' old. And when the Park City and Simpson Alzheimer's guy who's on the liver transplant list, who's bleeding out, is one of the best looking guys and most articulate, you got a massive problem. Okay, NFL PA, please get us healthy.
Leroy went to he's a Wolverine, so I switch teams and jump him. And so give me Kevin Mack.
Bernie, we hope you.
I've been out late with all 3 of them.
Right. Take them up. Bernie, we hope you're doing well. I know you're going through it right now. We wish you the best. Thanks for coming in today. We'll
Thanks,
talk
guys.
to you again soon.
Awesome. You matter.
All right. Thanks,
That
Bernie.
is the legendary Bernie Kosar, and it feels like he's the last Browns quarterback to beat Pittsburgh in the regular season. We hope Dylan Gabriel can do that this weekend. We're going to move on, guys, and get to another topic after a quick word from Mazda, moving the game forward for those who believe it's not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it, because these moments do more than win. They push what's possible, reminding us to go that extra yard, shift into that extra gear, and keep the game moving forward. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning, and just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to every Mazda. Mazda, move and be moved. Guys, we'll get back to the Browns in a little bit, but there's been a lot of chatter online following an old podcast that resurfaced from before the season, and then a full-page ad taken out in Cleveland, in the Cleveland Plain Dealer.
Who did that ad, by the way?
It was some random guy who was on Big Play this morning, so just some random dude who wanted to take out a full-page ad, so good for him. But the question, Bull, and I'll let you start with this and we can go around the horn, but are the Guardians wasting Jose's prime? Should the front office do more? Can the front office do more? How do you feel in this whole situation?
I think it's too strong to say they're wasting his prime. I think they certainly can do more, and they certainly should do more. But Jose's been to the playoffs a lot in his career. I mean, it's not like it's not a fair comparison with Myles Garrett, who's been to the playoffs twice in his career, or Nick Chubb, who went to the playoffs twice. Like Joe Thomas didn't go to the playoffs at all. I mean, it's that's not the case. Jose's been to the playoffs, 5 times, 6 times? I don't remember now off the top of my head, and he'll probably go again. So I think both things can be true to some degree. Yeah, if I'm Jose, I'm frustrated that the team hasn't spent money, and I think they do owe it to me to put better team around me. On the other hand, it's unfair to say like they've wasted his career when he's spent a whole lot of time in the postseason.
But you didn't say waste his career. They said wasted his prime, his best years of his life.
Yeah, right.
Which, this is the only time I've ever seen that somebody say, you know what, he's in the best, but you know what, we're not going to do a thing. We're just going to let him try to win it by himself. That makes no sense. When your best player is in his prime, you do everything you can to help. Because this might be the only time to cash out on this whole thing, though, as far as winning the whole thing. This is the perfect
opportunity right now. I mean, this offseason, the Guardians are in a better spot than any team in baseball in terms of they have no payroll. I mean, no payroll whatsoever.
Listen to this, boy. You in your prime, so this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're going to trade the second best hitter away and our best defensive player away.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
The Jimenez trade, I don't care as much, but the Naylor trade was a problem.
I mean, I would say the Lindor trade was a problem. Never mind.
Don't even go that far. Don't even go that far.
So,
well, yeah, listen, I get it. There's frustration, no doubt, but
So I don't understand it. Billionaires.
The answer to the question is yes.
The billionaires do the best job of brainwashing the people that are fans. I am certainly not brainwashed. I kill the ownership for not spending all the time. But you are in the minority.
Yeah.
Most people side with coaching and ownership when it comes to whether they spend the money, what they don't. It's like this thing where they tell them like they think like, oh, because they're in a position of authority and they're billionaires, they have to be smart for some reason,
right,
and they're smarter than us, so we'll just take their word for it. But I mean, it's obvious. Like we always want players to take discounts. We want them to take discounts, right? Home team discounts. Think of the city. Jose Ramirez was one of the people who actually did it, and he gave back a bunch of money on the open market. It's debatable how much, but we all know it's a bunch. Instead of them taking that money and investing it in better players around him to make sure that this team was just not playoff bound.
They put it in their
They put it in a way like, yes, we are a great front office. Can you imagine what the front office could do if they had an influx of 30 million, 40 million to do something extra to get them there?
Yeah.
Then that's what we should expect. But what happens is we ask players to take hometown discounts or to take the deal that the team wants, and then when they sign, they stay in purgatory and they sit there for years. And if the player demands a trade after that, then they get mad at the player because he says he wants to leave because you signed a contract.
I don't think anybody would get mad if Jose Ramirez wanted to leave.
My whole thing with that contract thing is, how is the team any different? If he would have signed for what he was supposed to sign for, what would have been different about this team?
He wouldn't be on it.
No, I'm saying he decided if the Guardians decided to pay him what he wanted, what would have been the difference between the Guardian teams now and what it's been?
They would have spent even less on other players.
Which who?
I mean,
what players are you referring to?
They probably wouldn't, like, most of the guys that haven't been good, like the little money they've spent.
So they would have saved money. That's what you said.
Yeah, probably. So I get it. The only reason.
Am I tripping?
The only reason I can't go all the way you're going is because then it feels like it's no different than the Brown situation, and that's not fair.
Well, that's the problem we have, because we want it, like, we have degrees of improperness. There's a degree of. The Guardians are one nth degree. They get a pass because they're better at masking the fact that they're not trying to win at the highest level, because they do these moves and they're really good at developing certain parts, so it makes them successful. So they have a season like we did this year, and we can't kill them for it, but they did a great job of battling back and doing what they did with the roster. Yeah. But when we get down to the nitty gritty, we know that they're very limited in the ways they can win football or baseball games at the time.
Listen. Ownership deserves to be destroyed for not spending money, 100%. I've done it a million times. But organizationally, if you say owner, front office, coaching staff, the Guardians overall, they're certainly flawed, and it's not good enough. But it's way better than what the Browns are throwing out there.
Yes, but
way better.
Talking about the product?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I
wouldn't deny that at all.
It's a better run organization.
Yes.
So
they have more success. Ultimately, they should be doing more to win. Yes.
So the answer to the question is yes.
The frustrating thing is Jimmy Haslam and the Browns have no clue how to win. He spends money. He wants to win. And he spends money, but he has no clue. He doesn't know how to run an organization. They're clueless.
I'm glad
Whereas the Guardians, like everybody in that organization, is like they got good people. They've hired good people. They let them do their job. That's all good. But they don't get the resources they need to take that final step. That's what's frustrating.
Say that one more time about Jimmy. What now?
He's I don't know what did I say exactly.
You said that he doesn't know what he's doing, but he spends a bunch of money.
Spends a bunch of money.
Okay.
Right.
Good. Let me see that, Steve.
Okay.
So if that's the case, let me just get a part of it and let me go ahead and get a couple more dollars in my check.
We give Tyvis a raise.
Right,
if that's what's going on,
I mean, is there?
Go holler at your boy. Listen, just a couple more dollars. I ain't trying to break the bank.
Break the bank, Tyvis. Break the bank.
Hit my check, and we good to go. I appreciate it.
If you all strip it away, right? If you just strip it all down, right, and you get to the bare minimum, what is the difference between Jose Ramirez, Joe Thomas, and Myles Garrett?
I think it's a huge difference.
Well, Jose is at least.
Jose was one win away from a World Series.
True.
So what I'm saying is, I think that the thing that we get is, yes, it's even more egregious because if they just did a little bull. You tell us every officer that year they just
did
a little
bit. Ultimately, right? Like
just a little bit.
The Yankees haven't won in forever, right? They spent a ton of money. The Mets haven't won a World Series in 40 years. They spend more than anybody.
But does it give? But
it doesn't. It raises your floor.
There it is.
We just want one.
We just want one.
It is.
I don't want two.
One more stick.
If you consider the payroll,
just one.
It's the Guardians have been a great franchise in terms of how much success they've had. And so it is frustrating that they don't spend more. I'm talking myself out of firing Chernoff and Anthony. They're not getting fired anyway.
We just want Pete Alonso.
I know.
But
I'm just Pete Alonso.
But listen, you're a good baseball guy. You know.
Yeah, it's not good enough.
If you just give me one guy, I'm not asking you to spend the world. I don't want the world. We know we're not gonna get the world, right?
Yeah.
But if you Jose and say, look, I stayed to partner with y'all.
Yeah.
I wanted to build with y'all.
Labor Torres, remember that? That's it.
Remember that? I was the one screaming
That's
against him.
Right. That's it. That's all we wanted. That's all we wanted.
By the way, Jay said the Tigers had no shot against the Mariners. Well, now that series is tied at 2, and the Tigers have Tarek Skubal pitching in Game 5. So,
I will say this.
Yeah.
I do think just the way that everything works, in general, I will say that the Guardians have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl, or winning the World Series before the Browns win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even close. If I squinted my eyes and looked,
you say that.
It's just
say that, and then the Browns just out of nowhere hit on.
The Browns haven't been in a championship game in 40 years.
I know. You know. I'm coming around on the quarterback thing.
What do you mean?
Like I think I'm trying to see like a different perspective. Like I think that the Browns I think with Kevin, don't kill me for this, internet. I'm sorry. This is just me thinking. But I think with Kevin, he don't need the top 5 quarterback. I think he need a good run game, some decent weapons on the outside, and they want defense to carry them. I think that's what the way that they operate. That's kind of that's like the picture that they paint.
I'll tell you who I'm advocating for the new head coach. I finally have a new head coaching candidate for the Browns.
Because our coach is in 26.
You know who I'm advocating for?
Herm Edwards.
No.
Is he black?
He is black.
Okay.
Bieniemy.
No.
Dion.
No.
Stop.
No.
That dude.
What is his name?
Flores?
No. I wasn't thinking him.
It's funny because I was on my podcast the other day and I was running through these things like these different. I had like 5 different things that I was like, this is what I want from the Browns' next head coach. And the guy who produces my podcast goes, "You just described Brian Flores," and I was like, "You know what? I did." I said, "I want a veteran, a guy who's not too young, not too old." That's Brian Flores. A guy who's been head coach before, and I feel like has learned from his mistakes. I don't know that for a fact, but I think that's Brian Flores.
You know what I like about Brian Flores?
Yeah.
Is if the Browns aren't trying to win, he gonna tell you that the Browns ain't trying to win.
I like I want a no-nonsense guy.
On Flores, though?
What's
you
that?
need a quarterback.
The one thing on Flores was him and Tua did not see eye to eye, and he basically sent Tua to therapy.
Well,
the Browns are going to have a young quarterback one way or another, whether it's Shador Dillon or someone they draft.
You know what?
And
that's where I'm saying I think probably Flores learned a lesson from that.
That
How you got to handle your quarterback.
It's totally fair. I'm just asking.
I actually
totally
think,
fair.
and I think,
First
of all,
has Romeo Crennel been the only
the
black
whole process,
coach?
guys, of hiring coaches is completely flawed. Fans want coaches hired based on who was the best coordinator last year, right? And to some degree, now Flores is doing a really nice job, but that's not a way to hire a coach. Just because the guy's a good coordinator, that has nothing to do with him being a good head coach. And one of the other things I said is I'd rather have a defensive guy right now because then I hire an offensive coordinator and he's not the head coach also.
So
that's why I'm advocating for Flores.
So let me just chat before y'all go crazy because
are you anti-Flores?
No, I'm Big Circus. I'm the biggest clown in the game. Now listen, I didn't say nothing about Kevin Stefanski and coach. I didn't start no coach conversation. That was Adam the Bull. I said
you said our coaches in 26.
He said, "How you know what I've been looking at, coach?"
I said it first. You're right.
He got the list down, and you, my good sir, and you need to get you some more. You're hungry. You must be hungry.
Yeah, I am.
He's hungry.
I'm about to take my mic off.
Hey, he's hungry.
So
he can't eat. Here's the thing. The problem with this is Tyvis just said that you trying to make it be like. You trying to make it be like Kevin don't need a top 5 guy. Where did you must be starving. What are you talking about? You talking about he just need medium? Oh, boy, Kevin, stop. Hey, listen, G. Bush didn't say that. That was Tyvis, and Bull said the coaches in 26. So the Duke and knee-jerk didn't say none of this. I'm just watching. Here's what I am coming into the conclusion with and why I feel it. Get your food in, big dog. It's okay. You hungry. Snickers break.
Your mic's dead, Ty. You're good.
Here's the reality of the situation. I'm going to just sit back. Hey, look.
Steve, will you stop?
I'm going to sit back. I'm sitting back. All people say, look, I will not be distracted. If the Cleveland Browns want to play Bailey Zappi or whoever they got, I'm going to wait on Kevin and his timetable. You know why? I'm just watching the game. I'm just watching along, Bull, because guess what? He's going to have to they're going to have to do it. They're going to have to put it up because I get a chance to evaluate because he told me that Kevin, this is what they want. So I'm going to sit back and chill and wait.
But what do you think about my Brian Flores pick?
I like Brian Flores. I like Brian Flores.
Yeah,
I like it. I like Brian Flores.
If he could sell me on a plan to not ruin a young quarterback like he did with Tua, then that's the one thing that has to be sold.
Is he ruined him or is Tua just soft? I mean, like,
it's a fair question. All I know is...
him? Did he ruin him? I mean, I don't know.
It was a very toxic...
He won his lawsuit, didn't he?
Yeah, that had nothing to do with Tua, though.
We ain't heard nothing from that.
I thought I read the other day that he won.
No, he won, but that had nothing to do with Tua.
Okay.
No, I know,
but
he did win his lawsuit.
So I mean, McNuggets. All right. So here's the thing: is it for you, and you're the producer guy, because you be telling us it'd be too early to do certain things. You be like, guys, we can't be talking about this. It's 5 weeks in. Is it too premature at this point to be talking about Kevin Stefanski and his job security? Is that a thing that you think?
No, they're 4-18, 4-19 in the last 23 games. Like. Yeah, tie your back.
Okay.
No, it's not too early. I mean, I think running through candidates is
4-20 in their last 24.
4-20,
including the playoff game in 23.
There's no indication they're going to fire him. And based off the moves that Andrew Berry's making right now, it doesn't seem like they're operating under any premise that they're under any kind of pressure. But no, I think all the criticism of Stefanski is totally fair.
Not Andrew Berry. I mean, that's possible.
I think all the criticism is fair.
I'm just trying to make sure, because what I'm trying to get with people, and I like to have honest conversations. Like, if we take all the emotions out of it, and feel free to put it in the comment section, and feel free to put, in the chat. I like to have a conversation about, if you believe that Kevin Stefanski is honestly doing a good job, I would like you to articulate why it is that you feel that, because the data doesn't match it.
I think that the reason that people feel that Kevin's doing a good job is because I think that the way that Jason and Aditi and all those people present it is that the Browns head coaching position is chaotic. You got a lot of things. You got Andrew wanting one thing, Paul DePodesta wanting something, Jimmy wanting something, and yet you got to figure out a way to try to please everybody to the point where it seems like it's not your own doing. It's not the way that they make it seem like Kevin is just a puppet on string. He's getting pulled in different directions. So you got to do all that and handle all these outside noise and still come in there and try to get your team ready to play and all of those things. So they're saying he is a victim of his circumstances, and dealing with all of that stuff, he's not doing as bad of a job. The only person that should be panicking, that really should be upset by the way that this season is going, is me, because I'm the only one that said they would go 8-9 this year. Everybody else said they wouldn't win more than 3 or 4 games this season. When you look at the way that these games is going, it's only been one game that they got blowed out in, and that's
Baltimore and Detroit.
Well, Detroit was, whatever.
It wasn't close.
It wasn't close. So outside of that, though, they're in competitive games. They've lost.
Is that the goal now, to be in competitive games?
You said they weren't going to win no more than 4 games anyway.
I said 5.
Whatever. It wasn't a lot of games.
It looks like
nobody on this panel said that they, except me.
But here's what I say.
So, why are we upset that they won in whatever?
Say. And I said this Monday. I did pick them to win 5 games. However, I did not think their defense would be as good as it is. I thought they'd
have. So you gave them 6?
If I knew their defense would, if I knew that
I knew it.
That Schlesinger and Graham and your boy, what's his name?
Malik
Collins, whoever.
Oh, yeah.
If I knew those 3 would be as impactful as they've been right away, I would have picked them to win 6-7 games probably.
All right, guys, we got a guest in the queue. We got to go out for a special guest after a word from Game Time. The NFL season is back, and there's nothing better than being in the stadium surrounded by fans cheering on your team. But let's be honest, getting tickets can be a hassle between login screens, wait times, prices jumping at checkout. It's frustrating. That's why I use Game Time, the app that gives the advantage back to the fans. Game Time is fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee. You always get 100% authentic tickets delivered in time and at the best prices. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, that is promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, and go. Download Game Time today. And with that, we are thrilled to welcome in Brooke Pryor to the show. Brooke covers the Pittsburgh Steelers for ESPN. Is here to join us with a little preview of this Sunday's matchup. How you doing today, Brooke?
I am great. Thanks for having me. It looks like I'm hanging out in the forest of Pittsburgh. I'm really just beside the Steelers practice facility in the parking lot. I looked for some greenery, so I've got greenery and I think an AC unit beside me. It's beautiful over here.
Very scenic.
It's a great combo. The trees.
Just wait until the train goes by. The train will come by any minute, and that'll make it even more. Just really scene setting over here.
I bet, Brooke. How would you assess Aaron Rodgers' play through 5 weeks, 4 games so far this season?
It's been better than I expected. Honestly, the Aaron Rodgers experiment as a whole has gone better than I expected. I think a lot of the Steelers' offensive issues that they have had have not been rooted in the quarterback play. His QBR isn't necessarily great, but I think he's, got 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Quarterback rating isn't terrible. I think this has been a fairly efficient offense. They've been really good in the red zone. Third down, they've struggled a little bit, but I also think that they've figured something out in bringing in Spencer Anderson and Darnell Washington as extra blockers. Rodgers was only sacked 2 times in the last 2 weeks, and he was sacked, by the way, 7 times in the first 2 games. So I think that he's played pretty well. The mobility obviously isn't there that he had earlier in his career, but to me, he has made smart decisions, something that Russell Wilson didn't do, and I think that that's been a big boost to this defense or to this offense. That's what they wanted when they signed him.
When you look at the run game, obviously they've had a bunch of different backs in there. I don't know what Jaylen Warren's status is. I know he was kind of banged up.
He didn't play last week or
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's starting, but Kenneth Gainwell comes in and he scores like 2-3 touchdowns. Is he the guy? Should he be the number RB1 for this upcoming week?
I don't think so. I think Jaylen Warren is still RB1. I would expect him to play on Sunday. He had some knee soreness in Ireland, held him out as a precaution. He warmed up and it just didn't feel right, so they held him out. And Kenneth Gainwell is an Arthur Smith dream. I mean, he's the guy that you don't really expect, and Arthur Smith has so much fun with him as his speed, his shiftiness, the way that he can catch the ball out of the backfield. I mean, he is really a complete back. He's a very versatile weapon. But I think the Steelers, the way for them to have success in the run game this year is not to have a traditional RB1, RB2, and distribute the snaps with RB1 getting the bulk of them. I think they really need to have a more even share between Warren and Gainwell. Maybe get Caleb Johnson mixed in. He has not performed the way I think that they thought he would when they drafted him in the third round. But I think that this run game is starting to find its footing, again, with Spencer Anderson and Darnell Washington, but I think that they need to have some consistency week to week and figure out a way to do that with Jaylen Warren on the field in addition to Gainwell.
Brooke, in terms of Aaron Rodgers, what have you seen his impact on his personality on the Steelers? His just, being Aaron Rodgers. Have you seen an impact positively in the locker room and just the way, guys gravitate to him?
Yeah, it's been really positive, and I think that was honestly the biggest question. I mean, didn't know how his philosophies would mesh with Arthur Smith's philosophies, but I think that the personality piece of it, those intangibles, I really wasn't sure how those would go, especially if he was doing things like being on McAfee once a week, if he was airing dirty laundry out in public. And obviously, because the season has started out going well, there isn't necessarily a lot of gripes or laundry to be aired, but I have noticed that he's a guy who does a great job of being a leader, being a veteran, being the old guy in the room, but also not being better than anyone. He is quick to dish out jokes and to, kind of talk smack with the guys, but he takes it as well as he gives it. And I think that is a huge key to this working. He does not hold himself to be better than anyone. He has been really good about, one of his closest friends on the team has been Skoranek, and they bonded over both wearing wired headphones and drinking Mountain Valley mineral spring water because there's no PBAs or something in the bottles. He's weird, and the guys have embraced that weirdness, and I think it works.
Brooke, the AFC North, we're used to the AFC North being loaded. Right now the AFC North stinks besides the Steelers, right? The Browns, we knew they would stink. The Bengals are a disaster without Burrow. The Ravens weren't playing well even with Lamar. Now they're even worse. And this division is wide open for the Steelers to win it going away. Are you confident? Do you think they're confident that they can do that?
I am not confident because I've seen a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers football since I got here in 2019, and every time that it seems like things are going well, they drop off. I think of that season where they started off 10-0 and then fell apart, although that season felt like a mirage the whole time. Yep. Last year felt kind of similar. I'm never confident in how a season is going to go until the season is completed. And I think that honestly, having confidence that wow, they could really run away with the division, if that mentality exists in this locker room, they'll lose on Sunday and they'll lose on Thursday against the Bengals. I think that they have got to be really careful about being complacent because, a perfect microcosm of the danger of that is the Minnesota game. They only gave up 6 points in the first half to the Vikings through the first 3 quarters. And then the Vikings came back and scored 15 points in the fourth quarter and nearly had a game-winning drive, if not for Deshaun Elliott's pass breakup to end the game. So I think that they've got to act like they are playing from the bottom of the division. They cannot sit here and look at the rest of the division and say, wow, everybody else is falling apart. We're doing great. There's no resting on laurels for this team to have success this season.
Brooke, it was a podcast that came out this week of Cam Hayward and Juan Thornhill discussing Myles Garrett versus TJ Watt about who's better. I'm not going to have you answer that question, but I do want to know who has the better game this Sunday, Myles or TJ?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Thank
and
you.
That's a tough one. I think I'm going to go with TJ Watt because he's facing a rookie quarterback. And for whatever voodoo reason, the Steelers' O-line has played pretty well against Myles Garrett historically. And a lot of that was Dan Moore, which, again, I go back to the voodoo reasoning. Like, Dan Moore was not necessarily an all-world tackle, but he played really well against Myles Garrett. And I think that Broderick Jones has been playing better since the first couple weeks. And again, I go back to what they're doing with Spencer Anderson. I think that that's going to help. And TJ Watt has been playing better the last 2 weeks before the bye. So I'm giving the edge to TJ Watt, but I think it's going to be close between who has the bigger impact this week.
Brooke, what's your prediction for the game?
I think the Steelers win, but I think it's a close one. I think it could be 24-21, 21-17. I think it's a one-possession game, but I think the Steelers win unless, like I said, they're listening to the success and they're listening to the outside noise. And then I have seen much more inexplicable losses than one that could happen on Sunday.
No doubt. Thanks, Brooke. We appreciate you taking the time.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. There's
Awesome.
Brooke Pryor.
That was
covers
Brooke
the
Pryor
Steelers.
from ESPN. Speaking of the Browns-Steelers game,
Yeah.
on Sunday, we've said it before, we're going to keep saying it
Yeah.
until we're there, but we are live for a live post-game show at Sweet Pork Wilson's right off 117th in Madison. We'll be live for the game. Come get some food. Come watch the game with us. Come hang out with us
What does
for
the
the
FT
post-game
mean
show.
there?
Featuring
Featuring.
myself, Earl, G. Bush. Bull, you said you might make an appearance for the game.
Yes. We got the All-Star game in the morning, the fall ball All-Star game, and then I'll pop over for a little bit.
Yeah, so it's going to be a fun
Yeah.
time. We hope to see everyone out there. Come out, hang out with us, and
We
watch
there
this-
to start the game, right?
Oh yeah, we're there for the whole game.
By the way, Tyvis, you didn't mention that podcast before.
What podcast?
The thing you just talked about, where Juan
Did I
Thorne
not?
can't make a play and Cam Hayward. What did they say? What was their conclusion?
What's his name? Why?
Juan Thorne can't make a play.
The conclusion was
yeah.
that Juan Thornhill went with TJ Watt.
What a shocker. It's his teammate now.
Yeah, real shocker. All right, guys, we got one last thing we got to talk about before we get into Super Chat today. But Shams Charania of ESPN yesterday reported that the Cavs have legitimate interest in signing Malik Beasley
Yeah.
when he clears the NBA investigation. If you guys remember, Malik Beasley was suspended last year due to some potential gambling violations or gambling allegations. Then he was cleared by the FBI. The FBI brought him in, cleared him, but
Yeah.
the NBA is still doing their own investigation. He is not cleared to sign.
Why is the NBA, the
I-
FBI?
No.
I don't
I
know.
can understand.
I don't know.
I can understand doing an investigation if, like, a local police force drops the charges.
If I
But
be-
it's the FBI.
If I beat the feds, the conviction rate on the Fed case is like 85%.
Although the guy running the FBI right now is a
See,
massive
this
dope,
is
but-
why McNuggets.
So, I don't
this
know.
is
Well,
wrong.
I don't have an answer to that.
Yeah, the guy running the
don't-
FBI is kind of a dope.
So
let's be
wait, you
honest.
say he was cleared by the NBA? Or
No,
he
he's not cleared by
Cleared
the
by the
NBA yet.
FBI.
Until the NBA clears him, Malik Beasley cannot sign with the team.
So, like
But
this,
the FBI cleared.
the FBI cleared Malik Beasley. The NBA hasn't.
So
Shams
Mike's been-
reported that the Cavs are at least interested in
Yeah.
Malik Beasley.
So,
Do you know why the Cavs
so
are
Mike's
interested
been
in him?
pretending. You've been pretending that the Cavs made some massive changes to the roster this offseason when we know they didn't. Let's
They
keep
made some upgrades, but not massive changes.
This guy's like a.
He's good. He's
He's
very,
like an
very
all-star caliber player, isn't he?
good. No, he's not that good,
I
but he's
I
good.
Get carried away.
You
Get
do-
carried away.
He was second in the NBA in three-pointers made last season, behind only Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
And they played their game earlier on the final day. Anthony Edwards knew he had to make 6 threes to pass Malik Beasley and shot a bunch of threes and said afterwards, I knew I wanted to beat Malik, so I'm going to shoot more. This guy had a better statistical shooting season last year than Klay Thompson ever had in his life. We're talking about like that kind of – now, it was one season. It was the best shooting season of his career. He's been a good but not great three-point shooter before. But last season, he had a better statistical shooting season than Klay
Right,
Thompson.
and unlike the slappies like Sam Merrill, you like great 3-point shooter, but he's a slappy and He's never going to be a guy scoring 16 points a game.
No, Malik Beasley could legitimate play, and if he'd be willing to come to Cleveland on a veteran minimum, because his options right now are few and far between.
Do you not know the story behind him?
What do you mean?
So Malik, if what I've learned about him is correct, he got evicted from his place that he lived at in Detroit.
He owed a lot of bread.
He was behind. He I guess he mismanaged his money. Like that's what made the gambling thing seem like it made true. Okay. So he was like behind on his rent, like behind on his bar.
The barber 20 stacks.
Well, make a long story short, the place that he owed the rent to is owned by nobody other than Dan Gilbert. So he will be playing for free.
Now that is illegal.
Hey, listen, we're gonna wipe out your debt. Hey, it's only illegal if you get caught, G. Bush. Let's go.
That is, but here I'm not gonna hate. Man, listen, Project Stockpile. You know me. I'm ready for the Cavs. Come on back.
He playing for free. He owe damn money.
Nuggets. I need him signed immediately.
Yeah,
Who was the other team that Shams mentioned?
The Knicks. And the Knicks may have a little more guaranteed role for him.
But the rent is higher.
But he gets to hang with Spike Lee.
Rent is higher, bro.
He owed Dan some money, bro.
But I would say this, and I'm being serious. The Cavs signed Thomas Bryant to a non-guaranteed deal. They could cut Thomas Bryant and bring Malik Beasley in. If Malik Beasley at this point of his career is looking at his options, right?
How old is he?
He's not that old. Malik Beasley is 28 years old.
Still
coming off the best season of his career. He was expected to cash out in free agency. Like, this was the year he was going to break the bank and get that big-time contract. He's made decent money.
Is there any team that could pay him a lot of money?
His options are either take like a 2-3 year deal with a team with minimal cap space for more than the vet minimum, but lock in guaranteed money, or take a vet minimum deal with a Cleveland or a New York, try and play on a winning team, and then cash in next year. If I'm Malik Beasley, I think it makes way more sense to go to a team, even if it's in a smaller role than you had in Detroit last year, and play to a level and shoot to a level that you saw on a smaller sample size, and then get that big contract in another team. I don't think it's crazy, guys. I said
Wouldn't
before.
Wouldn't he be a starter here?
When everyone's healthy, probably not. I mean, he was a sixth man last year in Detroit, and they have a worse starting five than Cleveland.
So what's the starting lineup when he's here?
I don't think he's starting over DeAndre Hunter.
What's the starting lineup?
Hunter's
going to start?
I'm pretty sure Hunter will be the starter.
Is Hunter better than him?
Yes.
Yeah, Hunter's better than him, yeah.
Really?
He's a two-way player. And he got size.
If G. Bush wasn't screaming for him to play, like this is Hunter.
Yeah. All right. So the starting lineup, whenever he's healthy, is Hunter, the two big guys, the two guards.
Yes. But off the bench,
he'd be the sixth man.
Him, Strus, and Lonzo as your three guards.
Oh, listen. Listen.
And by the way, real quick, G, that's 6'4", 6'5", and 6'6".
Should you just sit Lonzo Ball the entire regular season?
No, he's going to get some minutes. We got to work him into shape.
Like play him like 7 minutes a game?
I think he's going to play like 18 minutes a game in the regular season.
We're going to work him in.
Too much.
We're going to put him in the mix. But listen, if you get him.
I'd play him like every 2
I already got the Cavs going to the finals anyway.
You do?
I already got them going to the finals anyway. I already got it going.
As confident as you are.
Yeah, they're going to find. I told you, I think Donovan Mitchell going to have an MVP type season. I think Evan Mobley, Do-Rag Mobley is different. If you get him with these other, you building a formidable 10.
At the end of the day, G, this is the kind of situation where even if it's not the perfect fit, and even if he doesn't have like a solidified role off the bat, you want as many dudes who can play
pull
as you
up.
possibly can have. And this dude, there's no question, he can legitimately play and help a playoff team.
Yeah.
I would bring him in and figure out the rest later. And even if they just paid Sam Merrill that contract, and I feel like they have some notion that they have to play Sam Merrill, guys get hurt. Not everyone's healthy. In a perfect world, Beasley's better than Sam Merrill. I love Sam, but it is what it is.
That's not even
it's
close.
Not close. No, it's not close.
Man,
so if he would do it, I'd welcome him with open arms. I'd pick him up from the airport.
That'd be big if he ends up with the Knicks, though.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, I don't want him to end up in New York. That would
hurts.
Not be.
I don't like that.
That would add some.
What
space
makes you believe that he's going to be Do-Rag Evan Mobley? What makes you think there's even such a thing as Do-Rag Evan Mobley?
I seen him working all season.
In a do-rag.
And he was balling. Like that's just. I mean, it's a.
Does he have do-rag personality?
That's the problem. That's the personality we're trying to get. Do-rag Evan Mobley is not about the skill set necessarily. It's about the aggressiveness that Donovan Mitchell talks about. Like we didn't seen him do it. Now it's like when Darius Garland is off the court, I fully believe that Evan Mobley should be getting. This is the year I think he got to hit me 24 and 10. I need 24 and 10, and I don't care if Darius Garland come back or who's starting or Hunter.
Yeah.
He's 24
Donovan's not
10.
winning the MVP if he's averaging 24 and 10.
Well, look, I got listen.
Maybe Mobley's winning the MVP.
I think what I mean by that is I think the Cavs will have another great record.
Yeah.
I think the Cavs will be the regular season darlings. But like you said, it's about the playoffs. But I do think Donovan Mitchell is going to have a different focus. Mikey talked about it. People talk about it in the Cavs that they had to ramp him down. They're looking like, dang, Donovan, you locked in like that already. Yeah. Came in shape, ready to go. He's not like he wasn't in shape. Yeah. He is angered. I think he's at the point where he's like, I'm not playing this no more. That loss, he took it tough. I think he's locked all the way in, ready to go right now.
We got to be sliding Beasley some money. Dan, you got to be sliding him some money under the table.
Give him that Kawhi Leonard.
Man, he owe Dan money. Yeah. What are you talking about? Dan want his rent money.
Debt. No. And he's got to be sliding him money under the table.
Ain't the Cavs playing
tonight? Break the rules, man. I don't care.
Cavs are in Chicago, second preseason.
Are you? How? So here, you're a FanDuel guy.
I'm looking at it right now. I'm about to see.
The Cavs are 4-point favorites.
How do you? Where you come out? I was mad at the Cavs when they lost.
I can't believe they lost.
I was mad.
You're mad they lost the preseason game?
They was up. Not when I turned it on, they lost.
I'm talking about, are you in general, are you excited about the regular season, or you ain't waiting to the playoffs? Just like
I'm watching.
Yeah, I got to watch.
All right, Mike, time for Super Chats.
Super Chats, guys, we got a bunch.
How many of these chats are actually super?
I don't read them beforehand. I read them off the fly.
Okay.
So Mike Ricksecker says, I'll ask again, who's the next Browns player to get traded? Mike, we're going to do that topic on the show tomorrow. So we'll
David the
joke.
Will you stop with that?
Miss Bell 70 says, Bull, nobody wants Shador. Do the Ravens or Eagles count? Peter G says, pretty sure the Jaguars ate most of the money next year too. Not true. Set Apart Laz says, how hot is the hot seat for Stefanski? Scale of 1 to 10.
I don't think it's that hot.
I don't think it is.
5.
4.
5.
I'll say 4.
B Simps
they don't win more than 3 games, it's going to be on fire.
B Simps 73 says 25 and 26 cap hits are 1.4 and 4.9 million. 27 no dead cap. They can cut him for nothing. This was simply a cap move. Squizerm says Andrew Berry's in a position for a big move now. He's taking money off the books for something big. Beefed up the defense. A big
Chris Olave.
What money did he take off the books?
They getting Chris Olave. Go
Bucks. What money did he take off the books?
They cleared $8 million for this year.
Yeah, but for this year, so what is?
Yeah, they added money for future years.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't make any sense.
Peter G says they've played Newsome out of position for 3 years. As soon as he went back outside, he balled. The Browns mishandled him. Kirk Javis says we still need a receiver. We should trade for Marvin Harrison Jr.
They ain't doing that.
Harold says being a Browns fan is like being in love with a loser girl. You got to cut her loose and find something better.
Jeez.
Kirk Davis says they say you miss 100% of shots you don't take. With that being said, Stefanski, throw your high school playbook away. Start from scratch, fam. Brian Wallenhorst says, G. Bush, do we benefit now more that the blind side of the line is better, or are we equally effed no matter which hand our quarterback uses?
They got troubles up and down the line. It's T.J. Watt. Either tackle. I mean, Conklin played pretty well, but the right tackle, you can get home. Against I don't even know his name.
KT Levinston?
DJ such and such.
Neil Gray says Andrew Berry is making Moneyball moves by trading away Joe and forcing Stefanski to develop more. Shador to quarterback too. Stefanski's being stubborn. His ego is making him stall the process.
People keep talking about the ego. That's the stupidest thing. I've heard that for years. It doesn't make any sense.
Whose ego?
Like Kevin Stefanski has this massive ego.
Oh.
Is there anything about him that makes you think he's got a massive ego? I just don't see that. You could not like him all you want. I said it's time for him to go, but I don't think his ego is a problem. It makes no sense.
Goldilocks Gaming says, I'm glad we got rid of Greg. He's a great guy. Don't mean to hate on him, but I need more tenacity on defense. Nobody fears going at Greg. He's not a hard hitter, but he is a great cover guy.
By the way, the Moneyball A's did not win a thing.
Kevin Kojanik says the Browns offense has no sticks, as G. Bush would say. Kirk Davis says, imagine Shador at quarterback, and if we get Marvin Harrison Jr. end with Shador's completion percentage and Judkins turning into beast mode and Njoku on the other side of Marvin Harrison. It's the 4 horsemen. Josh Soul says the 5 stats you need to know segment should be renamed, so Jameis wasn't the problem. Shaq with no brick says, why is the Shador noise for the Browns worse than the noise Deshaun had? You sent your whole future away and reset the market for a quarterback with 100 sexual harassment charges, but Shador being confident is the worst thing ever.
Who said it's the worst thing ever? I don't know. People put super chats like people saying it's the worst. Like none of us have said anything. I don't know what
they're talking about.
It's just the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Well, then talk to the stratosphere. But that's not taking it our way.
I've been trying to tell y'all you don't understand the super. They talking to people on Twitter, Facebook, everybody.
I would say though, even if they're talking to other people, the hate that Deshaun got when he got here compared to it's not even close.
Nah, it ain't.
Shador is not even close to what Deshaun had.
Like y'all gotta see. I done been here on both sides. Like so, when Deshaun got here, like y'all gotta remember, they booed this man when he was crying on a cart at home.
No, they didn't boo him. They cheered.
They cheered. Cheered. Like that was. Like I was like, dang. Well, they did it to Tim Couch too, but I mean, the hate is not.
Yeah, it's two different things.
It's two different things. It's vitriol.
Miss Bell says, pass me on the Shador's not ready. Unwanted, more to learn. BS. I need Shador to play or go ASAP. I'm allergic to BS and hearsay. It makes me itch. Rashawn Richardson says, didn't JJ lead the league in drops last year? And if so, how is that a great season? He left a lot of yards on the field.
I think he was second, wasn't he?
I think he was second, yeah. Shaq with no brick says, why is Deshaun still on the team? Real question.
Because they
cap
raise money.
Yeah.
They can't cut him.
Miss Bell says, so a pick 6 and interception means you're ready. Shaq with no brick says, didn't the Broncos cut Russ with a dead cap? Deshaun doing the same thing Russ did, not a darn thing. They still have more love for Deshaun than Shador. It's laughable. The Hot Saucer says, screw the stupid rain delay. We should have won Game 7 in 2026. I hate the stupid Cubs. The Hot Saucer says, bring on Herman Boone for head coach. If you know, you know.
I know.
Miss Bell 70 says, all Kevin needs is a job. Brody's bottom line says, Kevin versus Shador is giving me Hugh versus Baker vibes. Brody's bottom line says, this is for you, Bull. I love Big East basketball. I can ask my cousin, the great Walter Berry, to come on the show if you want.
His cousin's Walter Berry? I loved Walter Berry.
That's a crazy
OG.
That'd be great. I don't know if the rest of our audience would care, but I'd love it.
Yeah.
Miss Bell says, eat, just don't pick your nose like Trevor Lawrence. James Mace says, Kevin Stefanski honestly should have lost his job last season.
Trevor Lawrence was digging for gold.
Yeah, it was the worst nose pick on TV I've ever seen. It was bad. Three more, guys. Three more and we're done. Brody's bottom line says, did you guys know Dante Moore, the Oregon quarterback, is from East Cleveland?
Really?
How did you guys not know that?
He was born here.
There's no way that that's true.
He was born here, but he grew up in Detroit.
I had no
Went to high school in Detroit.
That's wild.
But he is
who he is.
Yes.
I didn't even know who he is. I did because you guys mentioned him earlier in the week.
He from EC. I take him as a Browns quarterback.
When did he leave East Cleveland?
He went to high school in Detroit. That's all I know.
That doesn't count then.
Last two
Gotta
both
grow
come
up
from
here.
James Mace Jr. Why? He says, first, Cavs make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, but lose to either Detroit or New York. And James says, why is
they
the
lose
narrative...
to Detroit, there's going to be some furniture moving. I'm going to tell you that now.
Yeah. James Mace also says, why is the narrative on Shador that he can't learn the offense, but Stefanski runs the most simplistic offense in the league? It doesn't smell right.
That is the thing. That's the only speculation that people could come up with, because when you watch him in a preseason game against Carolina, he looks like everything is all good and all of the things. But the fact that he still was quarterback 4 or 3 or whatever the heck you want to label him, the only logical explanation could be that he must be struggling with the playbook, or if you want to believe that there's some hidden agenda behind Kevin and AB.
You know there's no hidden agenda.
I mean, that's the other thing that people believe in. But logically, that's the only thing that would make sense to why he would be where he was so last on the depth chart.
I do. Here's the thing. Somebody said this online. If you saying it's too easy to say he don't know this and he don't know that, I would stand on it. Like if I heard something and somebody told me so and so, I'm saying names. I'm not going to be jumping out there saying that because it's going to make me look crazy. Like, it's too easy in our profession to say I heard this. Like, and we
sometimes you get information and you're asked not to share it.
But here's the thing. Sometimes people don't be getting no information and just share their opinions.
Okay, but
I mean, logically, what else could it be? If he looked good in practice, he looked good in the game, and he knew the playbook, there would be there's absolutely no reason why he shouldn't be playing.
Isn't it possible he's not as schooled up as he should be? I mean,
that's the only. That's what I'm saying. It's the only logical explanation.
This is the logical thing. The logical thing is, I drafted Dillon Gabriel. I want him to play. That's my guy. I'm gonna play Dillon Gabriel.
Even if you feel that way,
right?
Even if you feel that way, that's fine to feel that way. But I'm talking about going all the way back to camp. Like,
but trying to argue,
even if you knew that was true, like I'm starting Dillon Gabriel over Shedeur no matter what. But Shedeur is killing it. You can't not give him reps with the ones.
Here's the thing I get. Just be honest with y'all. I've always said, I don't believe Kevin Stefanski drafted or wanted to draft Shedeur.
I agree.
That's period, point blank.
I feel the same way.
And it's either Andrew Berry took him or the owner took him.
I agree.
And
you know what he is? I told you what he was.
And
he that big joker when we go 2 in 13 and we trying to sell these last couple of tickets.
I mean, because
you gonna sell out when 12 on the field.
I don't even believe Kevin Stefanski wanted to trade Joe Flacco.
Caught him off guard.
I don't believe that.
I could see that.
So I think there's a little.
I just think the discourse about Shedeur Sanders, the conversation is just crazy.
It's what it is.
It's crazy.
It's where we at.
See you in overtime. Peace.